Y'all probably like...
Everybody shut the fuck up and let John intro. How about that?
Y'all probably like paydays.
Everybody shut the fuck up and let John intro. How about that?
What?
I said what I said.
God, we just gonna disregard what I'm saying?
Yes.
All right, fuck it.
Disregarded what he said.
Said y'all probably like paydays.
I thought you said penis. That's why I was like, what?
What?
Who doesn't like payday?
Oh my God, I thought he was gonna... Yo, right?
I got ice in my veins. Walk like a champion. I'm so cold-blooded, I fear nobody. Ain't no letting down, I won't let you down. Cause I got ice in my veins. I talk like a champion. I'm so cold-blooded, I fear nobody. I walk like a champion.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to episode 52 of the Sarutobi Sports Pod. It's me, John, and I'm here, as always, in rerun recording with my guys. To my right, I have Mr. Worldwide West, the Vice President of the Knicks.
How's it going, everybody?
And then to my left, just in transition, just on his damn phone, Justin Thomas.
The number one ranked golfer in the United States.
You already should know.
And then you see someone else here. We do have a guest. Nice to have him visiting us this week. So, longtime friend of the pod, Mr. Jon Howell.
What's going on? How you guys doing?
Yeah, notable LeBron stan. One of the first few that I've known. So, yeah.
Man, I'm chill. Miles knows.
Yeah, man. How you doing? How's life, man?
Life is good. You know what I mean? 100 thoughts like nah. Life is cool, man. Just moved into a new apartment. DC living.
Nice, congrats.
That's it.
How is DC?
DC is smooth. You know the way they're handling. You know with the whole pandemic is nice. Everything's pretty solid. Like there was a point in time when I think they didn't have like any cases for like 4 or 5 days, but like Maryland and Virginia aren't too good. So
Yeah, and y'all just kind of like sandwiched.
yeah, exactly.
Right.
How do you feel like the response has been? Because you're like more in the city, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So you're getting, I would say, everything between the protests, between just actual people dealing with Corona and things like that. So how do you think your experience has been with that, and how do you think DC's handling it?
DC's handling things kind of well. As far as it goes for the protests, they still protest. They protest like every Saturday. So I know like at work, they protest on the street that I work on. So like they protest around like 3:30, and I get ready to leave around like 4 o'clock-ish. So they're still protesting, and I even had a few black police officers come into my job and like talk to me like just their opinions on what was going on. And like the only issue as police officers they had is just like was when like the looting was happening. And it was just like like they were saying that they understand people are frustrated, but they're more concerned about the looting because everyone's going to be an opportunist. So like they were just like just messing up the city for nothing kind of thing. But a lot of the police officers were in support of those protesters. Like some of them were actually out there in uniform at protests. So there was like this one big like Aki kind of black guy. He came in and he was like, yeah, there's supposed to be a protest today. And like as I was looking out, like he was, like in uniform, had a whole like poster sign and everything. So it's just, it's kind of just weird but interesting.
Especially at that location in the U.S., you know what I mean? It's a lot of people, especially in that area, is one of the higher economic areas for like black people, and then also you have the polar opposite with the other towns nearby. So
yeah, like it's weird because like when I first got to DC, I got to DC in 2014, and I literally like watched it be called Chocolate City and watched it completely gentrify. And like I feel like like everybody talks about it, but like when you really witness it, like you're just like holy shit, like. I remember when this used to be like, like a corner store you can get good food from. Now it's like an apartment complex that's too like much for anyone to afford kind of thing.
Damn.
So it's weird when you kind of like witness that transition and you're seeing the black people get moved out of like the area.
U Street still lit? Or it's a dub right now?
U Street is still lit. Like another crazy example, there's a Metro PCS on like right before like U Street starts, like because U Street's actually called Florida Ave,
right?
And then you cross over Georgia Ave, then U Street becomes U Street. And there was a Metro PCS there that used to play like all the go-go music, and go-go music is like the staple music of like that area. So white people like had,
While
like, a
laying
whole
foams dancing to go-go
big
music.
thing. Yeah, they had like a whole
Nasty.
thing to like cancel it out. And I had a friend from Jersey. Her name is Juju. Like she had like organized a rally for them to keep playing their music and stuff like that. But like that's the kind of stuff you deal with, you know, just when things like that happen.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. It's quite a time, and it's good. It's always nice to get that perspective from like what the rest of the countries deal with things like now. But I mean, with that, I mean, we got a lot of sports news to talk about. It's nice to have you here because you do offer some variety as well. So I mean, what's the first thing you guys want to cover this week?
I mean, it's the most important thing. The NBA is back.
Yes, it is.
This is true. This is facts. All right, man. So let's talk. Well, I mean, as you are, LeBron stan. What's your thought on the Lakers so far?
All I'm saying is I told y'all.
You want my stand opinion or my actual basketball opinion?
You go ahead. Do it. Do
Whatever
it.
feels more
Do-
comfortable.
Yeah.
I would say both. You choose the order.
All right, yo, real opinion, the Lakers are not winning the chip. It's flat out simple. They're not winning the chip this year.
Damn.
My stand opinion is LeBron's about to hoop him and AD, and they're gonna carry the Lakers to the chip. But in reality, they're not gonna win, and it's 2 to 3 reasons. Number one, no Avery Bradley is the biggest reason why they won't win. No Rondo is another reason why they won't win. And the third reason that they won't win is because they decided to replace Avery Bradley with J.R. Smith.
Don't forget Dion.
No, I like the Dion
Dion
addition.
hooping.
The Dion addition is nice because Dion, the way he gets buckets is the way they imagine Kyle Kuzma was supposed to get buckets. And Kyle Kuzma is very inconsistent with doing that.
Hit a big 3 last night though.
He has been
He did.
playing like since the restart back. He's been playing a little bit better.
Yeah, like
give him
I
credit.
feel like bullying Twitter has gotten to him. He got bullied like that first night,
Yeah.
and it came through and did what he was. You know, imagine like he's supposed to be someone like a Jaylen Brown. Like Jaylen Brown averages like 20 a night. Not that we like thought Kyle Kuzma was gonna average 20, but like he was supposed to be a very consistent 17, 16 points per game kind of person, and he just has not been that for the Lakers.
So what happened though? Y'all beat the Clippers though.
We beat the Clippers simply because Lou Will and Montrezl Harrell were not playing.
Oh, okay.
That is the only reason why the Lakers won that game. Because
That
the
was a good
last
game.
time they played, when what was it? When like the Lakers played the Bucks and the Clippers back to back, Lou Williams was a complete non-factor. And that was only because of Avery Bradley. And then Avery Bradley then decided to step up and take Kuzma's job and give us 24 while locking up Lou Will. No one on the Lakers is doing that for us. Not a single role player. So I can tell LeBron to go give us 25 and 10 and 80 to go give us 30 and 12 boards.
Do you think they're gonna make the finals? Because he's carried worse teams, but
He
also
has,
was the
he has
East.
carried worse teams, but he's run up against worse teams.
Yeah.
That's the problem. And are they still doing it East and West format, or is it like the 16?
Yeah, East-West.
East and West format? No. They'll probably lose to the Clippers, if anything.
They're still my pick to make the finals. I'll stand by it just because playoff LeBron different. I'll stand by it.
He
And
is different, but I just like
7-game series is a lot. It's a lot to do.
You think so? So even though, all right, and I not taking anything from away from LeBron, but I will say that AD looks like offensively. I think he looks the best on the team right now. Right? I think that's me personally. So do you think that AD as a centerpiece on the Lakers could win?
He has something to play for now.
yes and no, because I feel like at the end of the day, like even though AD can take the most shots and can look like the number one option, but they don't game plan for him being the number one option. At the end of the day, LeBron's still on the floor, and because he's such an unselfish player, like he has to still be like the opposing team's number one option. Because at the end of the day, like it was very similar with the Cavaliers. Like if you look back at the last 2 years when LeBron was on the Cavaliers with Kyrie actually took more shots. Like he was handing over that torch. Now, it's different because Kyrie and AD aren't the same kind of players, but like LeBron doesn't mind taking that second role because
He's a facilitator.
Exactly, he's a facilitator. So at the end of the day, he's a pass first, but if I have to get a bucket, I'm gonna go get it.
Okay.
So that's why I feel like they can do it with Anthony Davis, as their primary focal point. The issue with that is the way Anthony Davis decides to play. Like he's too much on the wing. Like he can do that because he can get buckets on the wing.
Yeah.
But there were times when like
Exploit the mismatch.
yeah, like bro, like you done put on like 40 pounds of muscle over the past like 2-3 years. Like do something with it. Like stop settling for mid-range and post-up jump shots when your arm from the free throw line can hit the rim. Like, it doesn't make any sense for him to do that.
Right. No, absolutely. I mean, and I think that with this Lakers team, as much as I want to say that this team is going to go as far as LeBron takes them, I don't want him to get burned out. And I think in order for them to make the finals, like, he's going to have to play 45 plus a night. Like, he can't be off the floor.
He also did have 4 months off, though.
I mean,
he
also
didn't have to deal with the whole season before doing this.
Yeah, no.
So that's one thing.
That's a fact. But I mean, John, but even if you look at it from the Lakers season this year, like when LeBron was not on the floor, this team is completely different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was with that was with Avery Bradley. That was with Rondo.
No, I think it was with if I remember correctly, we talked about it here too. The plus minus was like it was a good plus with LeBron. It was a good plus with AD. When the two of them were on the floor, it was a negative.
It's like, it's weird. Like it almost like, it's like people's like standpoint on like the MVP. Like if you look at LeBron's plus minus, like obviously when he's on and off the floor, it's actually better than Giannis's plus minus. But you can never ignore what Giannis does on the court because his PER is about to be the greatest of all time.
We have this conversation literally every year, and this is why I always make the Harden argument for MVP, which is why I acknowledge the fact how valuable LeBron is to this team, because I always say that Harden got robbed of a few MVPs.
He got robbed of 2.
Okay, that's a few.
No, yeah, you're right. No, he got robbed of 2 to be exact. Steph's first one, and technically Russell Westbrook's MVP, but that's a discussion for another day.
Right. But yeah. So I mean, so it's gonna be interesting, I think, to see what happens with LA, because I think that's like the team that everybody is like, all right, well, LeBron about to do this, LeBron about to do that. I don't know. I'm not really sold either, if I'm being honest.
If somebody like told me like, like my life depended on it, who's gonna win the chip, like I really hate to say this, but I think the Bucks have the best chance of winning. I don't think it'll be the Clippers.
That was your pick, right? I'm pretty sure that was your pick.
Probably.
I think I picked them.
Now, who did?
I think no.
No, you picked the Clippers.
I picked the Clippers.
Yeah.
I think I picked the Bucks. Yeah. But I will say though, as consistent as a pick as the Bucks are, I mean, the Toronto Raptors, man. And I was one at the beginning of the year, and I know this, and I've eaten crow for this. I thought they were probably going to be a 6 seed once Kawhi left. I thought they were going to be a 6 seed. I didn't expect Van Vliet, even though I knew he was good. I didn't expect Van Vliet to do this year. I knew Siakam was like this. I didn't expect Lowry to play like this. I didn't expect OG Anunoby to play like this. Like, I know what I was gonna get with Ibaka, but you got to give credit to Nick Nurse and those guys because they look the best out of everybody this year.
I think he was 1 vote off.
There's
about to be a 3-way tie with Budenholzer
and Billy Donovan.
I think I give it to Nick Nurse over Billy Donovan.
I think that those two should have been for the tie, and Budenholzer shouldn't have been, because that's like in that standpoint, like LeBron can have the worst of coaches have won coach of the year, but like we're seeing with Giannis, like if you're gonna have a player of that caliber, I'm not gonna say that you coaching isn't
but you have Giannis and you have Chris Middleton. It's kind of easy to coach when you have a team like that,
and you have a GM that built the team properly.
Even Mike Brown has a coach of the year because he kept, think about it, LeBron took the Cavs, went 66-16. And it's like, are you gonna really sit here and say Mike Brown did a great job? No, he really didn't. He sat there and gave LeBron a kiss on the cheek for dropping 48 on the Pistons. He didn't do anything. So I
think you got to take a NBA coach of the year with a grain of salt. Basically,
I'm not gonna say Budenholzer is a bad coach because that's the same.
I thought
guy.
he was the biggest off. When the Bucks signed him, I said that was the biggest offseason addition they made.
Absolutely, because you have to think about it. Budenholzer went the first year the Warriors went 60 wins. He won 60 wins with Al Horford, Paul Millsap,
Jeff Teague,
and
Damari Carroll.
All-stars.
Damari Carroll.
He's a great coach. I mean, he got swept in the conference finals, but he's still a great coach.
That's his team's fault. That's not his fault.
That's not his fault.
When you don't have a star to be all right, who's going to take that last shot?
People, but if your players can't stop it, what the hell?
That's a fact.
But Nick Nurse, I knew Nick Nurse was a great coach after halfway through the Sixers series. And that's when I realized how terrible Brett Brown of a coach was.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Philly needs to let him go.
I think
yesterday.
They're not.
The masses are just learning.
Need to let him go. No, I think if they don't win this playoffs, if they don't at least make the Eastern Conference Finals, he's gone.
What seed are they? They're the 6th seed now. I mean, they're really underperforming.
Fourth through 6. They're kind of interchanging through there.
Yeah, also Eric Spoelstra, he's a
fucking great.
It took for when LeBron left for me to realize how great of a coach he actually was.
Yep.
Like he's doing a great job with Miami, and like I think Jimmy Butler can be that guy, but as like it's gonna be a similar situation that Kawhi was in. Like Kawhi, like he carried like Toronto last year, but all the role players stepped up. Without those role players, he wouldn't have done anything. Like Van Vliet cooked in the finals.
Yeah.
Lowry actually
had
did
his
something
kid.
in the finals.
He
Like
did.
everybody on that team did something.
Yeah.
And I feel like if Jimmy Butler can in playoff mode can give you just 25 a night and guard the best player, like I know that's asking for a lot, but
Yeah.
if he can do that, then the Heat can go
As long as their role players step up. Yeah.
as long as they step up. Like Bam,
That's why they did a good job adding in some veterans to go with their young core.
I don't think that Andre Iguodala was necessarily the right piece for them. I think he was overvalued.
Yes.
Yeah.
But he fits.
But that's
because
the thing,
Justice
though,
Winslow, at least you have a body. Justice Winslow has injury issues, so it's like you're getting rid of Justice Winslow, but he wasn't always there. He's hurt right now.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
Andre and Iguodala is one. That's
Yeah.
it's a
Yeah,
different.
he's
It's
in a winning
Having
culture.
a championship medal to add to those young pieces, to Kendrick Nunn, to Tyler Harrow, to mentor as well, and then
Yeah.
you just build those pieces like
Even Jay Crowder was a nice addition. Like I
Absolutely.
thought that was like, and I thought, to be honest, I thought Memphis would hurt more from getting rid of Jay Crowder in that trade.
Yeah.
Just because like Jay Crowder brings like a certain kind of toughness to like your team.
He's
It's
a
not
gritty
that
player.
He's like the scrappy guy, but like he's just like kind of like an intimidating force kind of guy on the wing. Like he's a nice fit. So.
let me
But
some
it's
Jay
gonna be
Crowder.
interesting, I think.
I'm that, and like I said, the player who's matched up best with Giannis has been Bam.
Yes,
Yep, we saw it.
he's the
Claimed him.
because Bam is the only person that's he's
He's
the
agile
same
enough.
size, agile enough, and most importantly, strong enough to move with him. Because like in reality, last year Kawhi didn't lock down Giannis. What they did was they knew Giannis was going to drive, and if you look at every time he drives, there would be 5 bodies in the paint with Giannis, and it was a question of whether or not he can actually get the ball out of his hands to kick it out. But if you're surrounded by 5 people, the likelihood of that happening is slim to none.
Well,
It's
that's
gonna
what
be
the
tough.
that's what the Bucks and the Raptors do great is that so like the Bucks they
Raptors'
have the
defense
best
is-
defense in the league, but they give up the most 3-pointers, right? But it's because they'll make you shoot the 3, but they pack the paint so much. I mean, you have a line of Giannis, Middleton, and Brook Lopez. You're not getting through. It's kind of the same with the Raptors. When you have a Bach in the middle, you have OG Anunoby, and you have Pascal Siakam.
The defense is why they won that game.
There's just
Yeah.
there's too many bodies, too many limbs, like just around it. You can't come in the paint, and if you're gonna come in the paint, you're gonna pay for it. You're either getting blocked or you're gonna get put on your ass.
Well, that's literally at the end of that Heat game. You gotta realize that he came back in the fourth quarter. They were down 17 with 7 minutes left in the third quarter. They came back and took the lead in the beginning of the fourth quarter. And it was the defense down the stretch of the Raptors where like there was multiple turnovers just because they were trying to pass it to someone deep in the paint and passes were not getting through. So, I mean, I still think the Heat that's my sleeper team. I want them. I
a good
still
sleeper team to
in
have.
my gut is telling me Lakers. My gut is telling me Lakers. I'm still gonna rock with that, but like I kind of want the Heat to win.
I feel
Like
like
I just feel like it would be.
The Heat-
I
the
don't
world is
know
gonna
why.
be so upset when the Lakers don't win, yo. I
I'll be
have
happy.
I have so many people that really want, and it's not a knock on LeBron. It's like so many people want LeBron to win, but it's just like yo, his team is just not built, yo.
I
They're
want
not.
LeBron
They're not.
fans to be upset more than I want. Just because I'm annoyed. No,
You know
you're
LeBron
cool.
fans are the worst. Come
You're
on.
cool.
No, bro, but you gotta
But
understand.
they are the
John
worst.
John has come a long way.
Oh, yeah.
John has come
Oh,
a
yeah.
long way, man.
Man,
Because I know some LeBron, bro. Oh my God,
We
you
know
gotta
some
meet. You gotta
LeBron
meet one of my
fans.
friends. One of my friends. You can't tell this nigga nothing. When the Last Dance was airing, this nigga had something negative to say after every episode.
Everything. But like, nah, like with LeBron, it's just like like there are just certain things that like just literally have only happened to him. Like, oh my goodness, K-Love and no Kyrie for a finals. My God,
That's
like,
beastie.
Like, tell me somebody else that's happened to. Nobody.
And
The
then
only
he
other
should have won
person-
Finals MVP
The
that
only
year.
other person to take a team as bad as his to the finals is Allen Iverson. And then like who the hell is about to go up against 4? The only other person that went up against 4 All-Stars and was by themselves was nobody. Like Kobe and Shaq went up against 4 All-Stars. Like that was it. They went up against Ben Wallace, Rip, Rasheed, and Chauncey. And I don't even think that year technically they were All-Stars. I believe it was the next year that they became All-Stars. But I mean, hey, I don't there's no excuse for losing. Like basketball's a team sport. You're not gonna win by yourself. It's been proven time and time again that you'll never win by yourself.
My thing is we know playoff LeBron is different. That's a given. It's always going to be different. It is difficult to beat LeBron What just happened?
Oh no. It's
Okay.
Little power surge, I guess.
It's difficult to beat LeBron in a 7-game series.
Yeah.
That's the thing. But to me, I have a feeling that Anthony Davis having something to play for is going to make a difference in the playoffs. I really do.
I do too.
I don't know,
thing
bro.
is-
I don't know. I don't know what it
I ain't
is
sold,
because
bro.
y'all know me. I'm mad skeptical about people, but
Yeah,
it's like
yeah,
something is telling me.
But
man.
the problem with the Lakers is not LeBron, it's not AD.
I know
It's
it's, not.
everything-
other like
everything
11
else.
guys
I know
on the
it's
team.
not. But that's the
everybody
thing.
else.
They
Bro.
have to sit at some point, and that's what I think that's what
me-
you're afraid of, right? That when they have to
Yeah.
take their
But
2 or 3 minute breather.
playoff rotations always get condensed anyway. That's the one.
That
thing.
is true.
Two,
Yeah, but
They
look,
do.
hold on.
bro.
Kyle Kuzma is actually showing something right now. That's one
True.
thing.
For now.
Dion coming off the bench is showing something. JR, I don't think they brought him to score. I think they brought him to play defense.
Exactly, which was bad. Which was terrible.
We'll see. Like
It was
JR is one of those.
terrible.
You're gonna see what JR you get that day.
Like the
Yeah.
thing is like the problem with it's not the problem with all West teams. All West teams have like a scoring mentality point guard. So you need an Avery Bradley. J.R. Smith, Kentavious Caldwell Pope, Danny Greens, these are wing defenders. Avery Bradley is the only person on that team. Maybe outside, I'll even throw Alex Caruso in this conversation because
love Alex,
he's
bro.
the most
a scrappy
non-statistical,
defender. Yeah.
like greatest player you'll see on the court. Like he doesn't do anything for the box score, but it's like he got that loose
He's
ball
very
right there.
important.
Like he
Yeah.
kept
Yeah.
the ball alive kind of.
That's what he did in the
Intangibles.
Clippers game.
Exactly.
You know, he hustles,
like,
plays the
you
game the
need-
right
you
way.
need people like
Scrappy.
that, but like
Scrappy.
at the end of the day, like let's say Portland takes the 8 seed. Like Dame and CJ got locked up by Rondo and Drew Holiday. Those are great point guard, on ball.
Drew
I
is-
ain't gonna lie, yo. Let the Blazers and the Lakers play in the first round with Nurkic back. I'm sorry, bro. AD is not guarding Nurkic. I mean, I don't think Nurkic is guarding AD like that, but bro,
All I'm gonna say
Nurk has
is,
been hooping.
the thing is,
Nurkic's been going
Nurkic's
crazy.
been going crazy, but let's not forget JaVale McGee's no scrub defensively,
He's not.
and neither is Dwight. And
Yeah.
if you were
That's
looking at the Celtics game, Nurkic was literally overpowering the Celtics bigs.
Yes.
He was taking 2 dribbles,
because the Celtics don't
Say,
have
I'm about to
bigs.
say
Your
they
chest-
literally don't have any bigs.
shoulder in your chest, and I knew that because when I always said losing Kyrie Irving was not the worst thing that happened.
Aaron
in Boston.
Baines.
No, Al Horford was the worst
Oh,
thing
yeah.
that happened to them. Losing him was by far the biggest loss for them in the offseason. Because he's another kind of guy. He doesn't fill up the stat sheet, but he does everything you would just want your center to do. Like he can get you a post-up shot. He gets boards. He switches out on guards. I'm not going to say he locks up guards, but he does everything. He's just not great at one thing.
Yeah. Oh no, man. I love that's why I don't want them to meet in the first round. But the Blazers are looking. I'm
Dame would-
so
I'm not
would
happy.
go
gonna
off
lie,
They're
bro.
healthy.
He would go up for 30 every night if they played the Lakers. That's what my mom's.
Yeah.
He would go up for 30.
I mean, he went off the game after Kobe died. He went off for 45.
That oh
At
my
Staples
god, he
Center?
was unconscious
Bro,
that game.
There are just some players that when they're in a zone, they're just really unguardable.
Yeah.
And he never gets the flowers he deserves because in reality he's a B grade Steph. He's a less efficient Steph. Steph will shoot 50%. No, Steph will shoot 50% from the field, 40% from 3, 90% from the free throw line. Dame will give you 45% from the field, 38% from 3, and 88%.
No,
from
his
the
shooting,
let-
his 3-point percentage was up there. It was
what
just
I'm
the fact
saying.
that he doesn't take as many threes. So even though he does take a lot of threes, he doesn't take as many threes relative to Steph. Like
Exactly.
Steph will shoot I'll say 65% of his
I would
shots.
say in a game, if Steph shoots 22 shots,
Half of them is
14 are from
no,
three.
it's more than half.
maybe
More
14
For
or 15,
Dame,
yeah.
it'll be a little under half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So because he can slash more.
It's because Dame
Can we
was
say A minus Steph?
No, yeah, he's not.
No,
It's,
yeah.
no, but that's how the
Yeah,
rest of the world looks at
Yeah,
him.
exactly.
Like for people who know basketball, Dame is the
Dame
fucking
is-
truth.
Dame is nice, bro.
There's not a single shot that Steph can take
That
that
Dame-
Dame
yeah.
cannot.
Exactly.
There's not a single shot.
about to
The
say-
difference is Dame will dunk on your head.
Lakers. Yeah, right.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Dame
right.
will go to the cup, and Dame is he's naturally more of a facilitator than Steph is. Steph is a facilitator in his system.
Lakers and Blazers
that makes
would
sense.
careful now
definitely.
because Bomani got in trouble I think a week ago for making that
Oh,
comparison
yeah.
of saying
Say-
Steph is the greatest system player of all time.
No,
Yeah.
no. That I completely
Or
disagree.
within the Warrior system, and I
Greatest system player of all time is Tim Duncan.
No,
But
that is
well,
so
Tim Duncan would
disrespectful.
cook on anything. He's the big fundamental.
That
He
is-
would have done
yeah,
anything.
that
He
is
would have
so
done it
disrespectful.
anyway. But I kind of understood
You're a
what
Mavericks
Bomani.
fan. That's why you're saying this. It's because you're a bad.
No, it's not.
Nigga, John is just
No,
looking.
it's not, bro. Tim Duncan is great, but just like Tom Brady, we're gonna find out whether he's a system player or not. Are we not? They
Tim
are
Duncan
great,
would have been great,
but we've never.
regardless.
Tim Duncan would have put up great fucking numbers, but would he have the rings outside of the system?
Uh-oh.
All right then. All right then.
This is a very interesting
That's
debate.
like, I mean, now,
Same shit.
yo,
Would
Michael's
Tom
gonna-
Brady have those rings without Bill Belichick?
Miles is gonna hate me. Would Michael Jordan have his rings without Phil?
He might be
If
Allen
Doug-
Iverson
if
without
Doug-
Phil. He might be Allen Iverson without Phil.
Hold on. I mean, all I'm saying is that if, especially during the documentary, they specifically were saying that Michael Jordan needed to learn how to trust his other players, and Phil was the one that got him to
Yeah,
do that. Which is why they started
Doug
winning.
Collins will be like, "You my star. You gonna
You
do everything."
Exactly.
And the funny thing is, Mike loved that because
Yeah, because he won all the awards.
Yeah, exactly. But he didn't
say,
win
yup.
until
My man,
Phil
yeah,
put in a
yeah.
system, and then that system didn't just work for Jordan. That system worked for Shaq, and then it worked for Kobe. So I'd be wrong to say
Don't-
those
every-
are symptoms.
no, no,
Oh, I
I'm
thought
saying-
you was gonna say. I
No,
thought
I'm
you
saying,
was
but
gonna go in
he's,
the other
he's right.
direction. Nah,
He's right in the
yeah.
sense that every winning team has a system in place.
Hey guys, if you hear different audio quality, the power actually went out in the studio while recording thanks to this hurricane and whatnot passing by us.
Fuck
So,
that shit. Hurricane pod.
Yeah, things it's a little bit different format this week, so just bear with us and yeah.
No, see, he's
No, it
semi-right
wasn't.
because in reality, that year KG did want a decoy, and he was second.
Yeah,
to the best
Kevin
player.
Durant was the best player on that
He
team.
was the best player on the
And
team.
then on top of it, low key, what people never know is that Paul Pierce actually was not the best player on that finals. It was Ray Allen.
Bro,
Ray Allen deserved that finals MVP.
it could have went. It could have went to either one of them, bro.
It could.
But you know what? The reason why I went to Paul Pierce is because
Because he was-
there's
because of the
wheelchair.
No, he
Oh yes, it was. If there was no theatrics,
Oh my God.
if he just went to the bench, tied his sneakers tighter, fuck out of here.
Time out, no context. You know how wild that is? The only reason why he got that award is because he's in a wheelchair. Out of context, that's hilarious.
Yo, he got the ring because he was just there longer. That was the only reason.
That is.
It was just a perfect
He's
story
the
for him.
he was the face of the franchise. Like
And the thing is, calling him the face of the franchise when your franchise is garbage is so contradicting.
He didn't win until he got more people.
That's
That's why Doc Rivers
You can
was
say that
a
about a lot of
mid-coach
people.
until he was on the Clippers.
You say that about a lot of
No,
people.
that coach is yes.
Doc Rivers was
Actually, yes.
a mid-coach until he made something out of that team.
Yeah,
because
he
Doc
is,
Rivers had no winning records until he had stars.
I mean, he was
and
garbage
he
with
still
Orlando.
couldn't fucking win
With
with
the-
Blake.
But that
Griffin.
wasn't. But the reason why he
I don't
couldn't.
know.
The reason why he couldn't win with the
What?
Clippers was half of it wasn't his fault because every postseason your best player is gonna get injured.
one of them.
Yo,
Yeah, but
that
But
was
you
his
couldn't win
fault.
one playoff
That's a
series.
fake
You
thing.
couldn't win one playoff series. Not one.
He did win one. He did win one. He won a few.
What are you talking about? Did they go to
Yeah,
the,
they
they
won-
got to a
Yeah,
conference
you
final.
forgetting they got to the
The Clippers
semifinals.
never got to a conference
They never
final.
got to the conference
No,
final.
they never
Really?
did.
Wow,
No,
They
never
lost.
went to
They
the
lost. They lost.
conference
They lost
final.
to the Rockets that
Yeah,
one year.
They blew a 3-1 lead the
To the
first
Rockets,
time.
yeah.
But they would make it out the first. At least they weren't on some T-Mac shit. Like at least they got
I
out
mean,
the
yeah, they
first
got
round.
out
They
the first
did. They
round.
made it out the first
But yes, you're
Doc
absolutely
Rivers was
right.
a mid-coach until last season.
Yes.
I've made this argument repeatedly.
That I think
He
that-
did not
I-
have winning
I think-
records
I
till
think
he
that's
had
fair.
stars.
I think that's fair.
He was
Yeah, no,
garbage.
that is
but
very
he was
fair.
garbage
That's fair.
before. The Celtics were garbage with him and Paul Pierce until they got stars.
No,
But the star is it
it's
fair to
very
do the
weird.
stars thing because how many
Bro,
coaches?
everybody didn't have. He was like 500.
Oh no, I know he was not good when he was with the Magic. He was
a
not
coach.
good.
But it's like,
And even when he went to
And
the
then-
Celtics, he wasn't good
but
until
it's
they
like
got
the same
KG.
thing.
Until they got stars.
but it's the same
He
thing.
doesn't
When you
have
make
a winning record until he got stars.
Yes
then
and
you
no.
can't regard him as one of the best coaches of all
Oh,
time.
I never regarded
But
him
that's
as
how.
that.
That's
Yeah,
the
no,
difference.
he's
Yeah,
definitely
no,
Statistically,
no, he's
it's
viewed
just
as
because
one
he
of them.
racks up the wins. I think Nate McMillan is a better coach than
Absolutely.
And
I'm about to say.
he's
But
had.
you know-
He's had quite a. Nate McMillan's had quite a few.
No.
All right, go ahead.
Name
Go
it.
ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Who?
Time out. So we're in.
Who?
Go ahead.
Oladipo?
No, no, no.
Wait,
Go ahead.
he
No,
was
no,
there
who
when-
stars? Who
when
stars?
LaMarcus Aldridge was a
Oladipo
top.
was there.
When LaMarcus Aldridge was a top
One.
power forward,
One.
it's still a star. That's still a
I'm saying
star.
stars,
Wait, when was
plural.
this?
So
So then people
When
make
he was
argument Paul
before
Pierce
Terry
was a star.
Stotts?
So Paul Pierce
Nate
was a
McMillan
star.
was the
before
coach
Nate
of
Nate
the
McMillan was the coach.
Trailblazers?
Yes.
The reason they got rid of him is because the offense is too slow.
He was with the Brandon Roy. He was Brandon Roy. He had Brandon Roy.
For what? Half a season?
Oh,
When he was
Only
healthy.
half a
disrespect.
season.
When he was healthy with the
I
Brandon
know
Roy
he
was
was
nice,
hurt,
but he was never
half
healthy.
a season.
They could have had KD.
He,
That's
yo, they
that's
got
his fault.
Greg Oden.
That's the
They
front
got,
office fault.
Yeah, but if they
That's
didn't
the
get
front
Greg
office
Oden, they
fault.
wouldn't have gotten
But that's what
Brandon
I'm
Roy.
saying.
And they would have
stars.
gotten LaMarcus.
Plural.
I think.
Doc Rivers did not have wins without multiple stars. I want to talk about Paul Pierce was a star in this league. I still don't think he's the top 10 small forward of all time.
Okay, so if we
I
go,
know.
all right,
You think Melo's above Paul Pierce in an all-time
if you
ranking?
look, if you literally pull their side by side, Melo is basically higher than him in everything. The only difference is the rank.
I think
Yeah,
Melo.
where
I
he
think Melo
was.
is
Where he
better than
wasn't-
Paul Pierce.
He's
bro.
better than Paul Pierce.
Yay!
Melo's
we're back.
absolutely better than Paul Pierce.
Yeah, Melo.
Yeah.
Melo.
No, you're absolutely. Yeah. And
I
if
don't
you
know.
really think about it, if you take away Paul Pierce's ring, Paul Pierce is like no funny. He's a
Mid.
Joe Johnson.
I was just thinking that. I was just
Nah,
yo,
Joe
he
Johnson
don't-
is better than Paul Pierce.
No
Nah.
ring, no funny, no ring, and you cut his unnecessary longevity.
Yeah,
He's
nah.
a Joe Johnson.
Because he
Right.
wasn't in the league for like the last 5 years of his career.
Yo, that's really crazy.
Even if like, cause you take off what his Clippers
And I will take Joe
his-
Johnson out.
Maybe-
No,
and
not
maybe
the
the
Wizards.
Wizards.
Don't take the
No,
Wizards
'cause
off
he
because
was-
he had a
he had
couple
the
game
one-
winners in the playoffs.
Yeah,
you're right.
Yeah, averaged like 10 minutes.
But it was the
But he had a game
the-
winner.
He was-
He had a
he's-
game winner.
And he's clutch. You can't say that this nigga's not clutch, bro.
More clutch than ISO Joe?
He's not.
I didn't say he's.
Joe.
I didn't say he's more
I
clutch
would
than
take,
ISO
I
Joe.
take Joe Johnson above Paul Pierce.
Oh,
I-
talent-wise,
I would- everything.
talent-wise.
The talent,
And
I
career-wise,
guess.
I don't know if I can say that.
bro. I don't
But
know.
is that Joe Johnson's fault?
I didn't say it was Joe Johnson's
No,
fault.
but that's what I'm saying.
To be
He's saying
honest,
career-wise.
yes
That's
and
not
no.
Joe Johnson's fault.
Well, yeah.
To be honest, like realistically speaking, that one Nets year, what was it, like 2013 or 2014 when they
When they
got
had
the
the
washed
washed
up?
Celtics?
But the thing is, if LeBron wasn't as great as he was, the Nets dead ass had it.
The Nets beat the Heat all 4 games that season,
and then got
Playoff LeBron.
smoked in
and
the
they got
playoffs.
smoked. I know. I'm not saying
Yeah.
like it. But me personally, when the trade was made, I
You
didn't
weren't
like
mad.
it.
I wouldn't have been mad at it because it made like Paul Pierce and KG. They were washed up to their respects, but they were still good enough. Like pieces where like they
They
fit,
weren't
and it
supposed to
should
be
have.
the
I-
first
They
I-
weren't supposed to be that bad.
I understood the
Joe Johnson.
logic behind it because they, played LeBron tough in playoffs, blah blah blah.
That was such a win now
But
move, though.
the
Yeah,
win now
OD.
mentality of it
So
sucked.
win now.
Yeah, that shit was
No,
crazy.
you know who really messed it up? I'm completely forgetting. Darren Williams decided to be shitty in his sleep. That's what fucked them over. That's what happened.
Okay,
Well, he should
yeah.
have been on the Mavs at that point.
Yo,
so.
Darren Williams decided he
The
just
Nets
woke
made
up
it better.
one morning and was like, "I'm gonna be garbage."
I don't know. That nigga was getting
Was
paid
that Joe?
nothing.
No, it doesn't lose it, but the Nets just put up 40 points against the best defense in the league. We're up by 6 at the end of the first quarter. I'm not saying that this is a victory, but it's a victory.
It's
Who's
a-
killing?
It's just a team effort.
Well, they put him in
Oh,
the
it's
first. I
just
thought you
you
were
like-
saying fourth the whole time. I thought the game
Oh,
was
no.
almost over.
Oh no, the game
Wow.
it just started.
Fucking hype. My son Jamal getting burned.
So, but yeah, I'll take Joe Johnson's though, because Joe Johnson racked up like over 200 or whatever thousand. He's like top. He's
The
like top
Suns,
8 in
though,
terms of like
I'll
money.
look up.
I'm
Third.
so upset that the Suns let him go, but at the same time, it was so like perfect for the system they were trying to establish with D'Antoni.
All right, here we go. I'm gonna pull this shit up because I remember
Joe Johnson used to be a member of the Suns. Bro, think about how OD this could have been. Amari Stoudemire, Sean Marion, Steve Nash, Joe Johnson, Quentin Richardson.
Yeah, that's tough.
All 5 of them were on it. Were on the same team, bro. And Joe Johnson left and just dropped like 25 a night.
Steve Nash had the worst luck in the fucking playoffs, yo. Like
No,
this
it
man,
wasn't
what
luck.
did he do on
No,
those Suns
it was.
Nah,
It wasn't even luck.
he had bad luck. Like that's the
No.
thing, bro. Because when this nigga Steve Nash was on the Mavericks, those teams was pretty damn good. But then they just ran into
To
the
the Lakers,
Spurs, the Lakers,
Trailblazers was nice then.
and then when he went to the Suns, it got even worse for this nigga because then he
Spurs
ran
got
to the
better.
Mavericks, the Spurs,
the Lakers,
the
again.
Lakers when it got nice again.
Bro,
that was
the crazy thing is, it's never been Steve Nash's fault. That's why he didn't win. Like
Yeah.
I will stand by this
That's a
until
fact.
the day I die. Yo,
And then
James Harden could
there
look
was also the
as good as he
series.
wants,
There was also the
but
series
Marcus
where
Morris-
I forgot who it was on the team. I want to say it's when Amari and I think it was Sean Marion got suspended for
like
when they got suspended in the playoffs. I forgot who they was playing, but I gotta look
Channing
at it.
Frye was talking about that on an episode of Road Trip where he was like, you remember when they finally beat the Spurs, how Steve Nash broke down? Because he was like, yo, we finally fucking did it.
Yeah, and then he came back and.
That's what I'm talking about. Small forward list. Off top. Better than Paul Pierce.
Okay.
LeBron, KD, Melo, Scottie Pippen,
Okay.
Dr. J,
Okay. So easy 5.
That's easy.
Right.
Easy 5.
That's easy
Absolutely.
Larry Bird.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
that's- yeah,
Easy.
Easy 6.
I remember going through these lists and then
Yo, throw
looking
Kawhi in there. I could throw Kawhi in there right
Yeah,
now. My
yeah.
God.
2-time finals. When it's all said and done, Kawhi will be better. Yes.
Bro,
better than him right
2-time
now.
deep. Yeah, he's better than him right now.
Actually,
unfortunately.
yeah, nah.
Because his one ring with
Yeah.
Toronto.
Well, I mean,
was
I'm just
too
saying.
much-
Because Kawhi is still playing. But yeah.
But in reality,
LeBron
that's
and them still
7,
playing.
right?
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
that's 7.
He's better.
Dominique Wilkins is definitely better
Dominique.
than Paul Pierce.
That's what I'm saying. I remember looking up multiple small forward lists and
Bro.
then comparing the numbers.
Miles, Dominique
Dominique's
Wilkins.
better than-
Dominique
Dominique
Wilkins.
be-
Yo,
Dominique is better
this is
than
what I'm gonna
fucking
make
Paul
him.
Pierce.
I'm gonna make him agree with me on this. Dominique Wilkins and Melo have the exact same career.
And that's a fact. That's why I'm thinking about it. I'm just like,
Dominique Wilkins, literally
but that's what I'm
points
saying.
per points per
I
game.
think okay, but that's the thing. I don't know what like his accolades are.
Listen to this.
But I know his stats statistically is
Yeah,
right there
just-
with Melo.
just
Yeah.
listen to this, especially after the Paul Pierce argument, where I remember pulling up the numbers. We did it on this podcast.
Yep.
Paul Pierce only averaged more than like 25
4 times.
twice.
25 twice.
Only twice.
Yeah, I believe that.
Dominique averaged 25.9 for 10 straight seasons.
Oh my
Dominique
god.
Wilkins
Wait,
has a,
how much?
Dominique Wilkins has a scoring
25
title.
Exactly. Paul
has a
Pierce.
scoring
What
title.
kind of pure scorer has never won a scoring title?
Dirk.
Melo.
No, Melo got one.
Oh, Melo got the one.
Melo never averaged 30. That
Melo-
was my
yeah,
thing.
Melo
Melo
never-
was
Melo
so,
never
I always
averaged
say
30.
Melo was like
Bro,
people always put him in the
Dominique
greatest because
Wilkins'
like he
career
was too
point per
great
game
and
is
never
higher than
averaged
Rick
30.
Barry,
Yeah,
Kareem
it's
Leonard,
wrong for
and
that.
Julius Erving.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
kinda weird. Mm.
So what are we at? 7?
That's,
Wait, eight.
We're at
Wait,
eight.
after
What
we
about,
said the name after Dominique because Dominique that's
Yeah,
8.
Dominique's above him. Rick Barry is above him.
All right, yeah, we're going to old
What
players.
about those old?
The only old players that I put above him are Rick Barry and Elgin Baylor.
Nobody from those Laker.
Yes,
teams?
Elgin Baylor. Elgin Baylor is like a small forward, power forward, depending on how you're feeling on that day.
Yeah.
And
You
then
go
the
either
other
or.
arguments that you can
There's
make,
somebody else that's better than him.
The
you
other
know?
arguments you can make are like James Worthy.
That's what I was thinking. James Worthy.
Yo, James
Oh,
Worthy,
James Worthy.
low-key
James
has.
Worthy definitely is
Yo,
definitely better
James
than Paul
Worthy
Pierce.
has one of the weirdest, like, overrated and underrated careers
Nah,
I've
but
ever
he's
seen in
he's
basketball.
over he's over
Yeah.
Pierce though,
It's,
and I feel
it's
like
James Worthy and Alex English.
Alex English was
Wasn't James Worthy and Jordan on
Yeah.
the same North Carolina team?
Yeah,
he was. They were.
him. What was it? Sam Perkins?
It was somebody.
One of,
else.
yeah, one of them.
Carolina
Yo,
team
bro,
was
the
so
Carolina team was so.
I feel
dragged.
so bad for what's his face for Pat Ewing and that Georgetown team. God damn.
Yo,
Nigga
bro.
gotta go against MJ and fucking
MJ and Worthy.
Yeah,
That's
he's
what
that.
I'm
Yeah, he's
saying.
that.
But
He's
and
in
he
that
still
top
was
10.
close.
He's in that top 10.
North Carolina
I couldn't
teams
think.
like that.
Think about
They're-
everyone that I just mentioned that was top that we could say was better than Paul Pierce. Is there an argument for Paul Pierce being better than any of them?
No.
Nah.
Exactly.
And
I
the crazy
feel like
thing
I
is-
feel like the
Even on
only
this list,
I
on
feel
this list,
I feel like
Paul
the
Pierce is
only
9.
the only argument that could be made, I would say, from like a casual basketball standpoint, is probably Dominique Wilkins. But even that, I don't really know Dominique's accolades to really like compare.
Yo,
the
Bro,
I'm
they
telling
even
you-
have
I'm
fucking
telling
they
you
have
this
John
right now.
Havlicek on this list. and I didn't even say that.
Dominique Wilkins.
Yeah,
John
but,
Havlicek,
but
that's what I'm saying.
honestly, even if somebody was to say that Paul Pierce is better than Dominique Wilkins, you can still put another 10 niggas over
Yeah.
Paul Pierce. Yeah,
But I'm
that's
telling you,
wild.
Dominique,
So
yo,
they-
Miles, if you ever have to look, like, pull it up. Dominique and Melo
Alright.
have the same everything. Like, all NBA teams, one scoring title. They both have, like, 25K points. Like, their joints are so identical. Like, it makes zero sense.
Paul Pierce is good, not great.
Okay.
I don't know.
That's
I don't know if I
It's
can.
just-
I don't know if I can agree with you.
See, the thing
Was
is,
Joe
it's like,
Johnson
bro,
great?
the only thing
Joe
that's
Johnson
that's
never
saving his
won.
grace,
Was
exactly.
great.
That's the only
Joe
thing
Johnson
saving.
literally never won.
Paul
Was
Pierce.
that his,
I
was that
can't.
his fault?
I can't. All right, John, but you can't sit here and say that a nigga is not great if they like. You can't say a nigga is good but not great if they
so
won.
everyone who has a ring is great?
Bro, I'm saying it like this, right? Like
Yes.
we talk about Dak Prescott, right?
Andre
You say Dak
Iguodala
Prescott.
is
Dak
great.
Prescott.
Robert
he's-
Horry is the
He
greatest
has
of all
he has
time.
an MVP. He has the Finals MVP.
Robert Horry, the greatest of all
Yeah,
time.
I know. He has the
honestly.
worst Finals MVP ever. To be honest, that was like one of the rare times when I was just like, yo,
Wait, who?
Andre
No,
Iguodala.
I didn't know. I think he deserves that over everyone else on the team.
I think LeBron deserved it personally.
No.
but-
Oh, that yeah.
yeah, that year.
Yeah,
I
he
personally think he
deserved
deserved it, but
But
yeah.
if you're gonna pick someone from the Warriors, he deserves.
It's
it
the
over
same
everyone
reason
else.
why Kawhi won the first one. Like, bro, people get him
Kawhi
because
clamped up LeBron. Though.
bro, he clamped up and LeBron averaged like 28 the series.
Oh yeah,
My
I'm
God,
not.
like,
I'm not gonna lie. Dominique is way over Paul Pierce, bro.
bro, look at his. It's the
Oh,
same
yeah.
as Melo's, bro. Yo, he has the
So,
exact same.
I mean,
career
I
as
feel
Melo.
like
How come
well.
Barea
Here's
didn't
the
get-
thing.
Barea didn't get MVP. He was clamping on
Who?
Barea. He was
Shut
clamping
the
on
fuck
LeBron.
up.
Dirk
Yeah,
put together. Dirk put together one of
Nah,
the greatest
I'm not.
runs of
I
all
ain't
time.
gonna lie though. I ain't gonna lie though. Dominique's his totals isn't better than Paul Pierce for the most part, but
How
his
long?
averages. But
How
the
long?
averages.
Well, because
Give me
Dominique
that
had
nigga,
the,
the averages on Dominique's end are
And
way
he was
better.
playing in the 80s.
Well, I want to say, didn't Dominique have the same injury
Yeah,
he
90s.
had, right?
Yeah, he
I
tore his
think so.
Achilles.
Tore his
And
Achilles,
came back and started. It came back and averaged like 29.
This is why that's my argument when people say, "Oh, Katie's not gonna be the same." I'm like, Dominique had the same injury. came back in less time than what KD's going to come back in, and was still beastie.
And the thing is,
Yeah, this nigga
Dominique
averaged
relied
31
on his
and 80.
athleticism so
Exactly.
much
KD
more.
doesn't have to go to the basket. He could give you 30 just by shooting jump shots.
He can just take flat-footed jump shots and give you 30.
Yeah.
Literally.
I'm about to say this man.
No, it froze. Come on.
I'm about to say, yeah, but just to deter your argument from before, John, like he did have this. Paul Pierce did have a season where he averaged 27, 9, and 7 though. That's pretty.
Paul
decent.
Pierce
One.
averaged 27, 9, and 7.
He did in 2003.
One.
How many games did he play?
Oh yeah, let's
Wait,
fix it.
I'm telling you,
2003.
we
Hold
pulled
on.
up
Wait,
all his
2002,
stats
2003,
for
2003, 2004.
2000.
Either way, my
One.
Nets beat that nigga in the Boston Garden.
Yo,
They get to the finals.
shut up.
one season.
I'm
As a
the
pure
biggest Net
scorer.
fan ever.
I'm
As a
about to-
pure
It's
scorer.
okay.
one
We'll
season.
take him where.
All right, well, let me just
can.
see. I gotta see his splits now, because now I'm
Well,
genuinely.
I literally.
Wait, how many
on
games
this
did he play?
podcast.
Did we find out how many games
I've
did he
done it on
play?
this podcast.
He played 80 games.
Oh,
Wait,
he's
actually no,
tough.
79.
He's
79.
tough for that.
79.
29, you said 20 what? 27, 9, and 8? Paul Pierce?
20,
No way.
29, 7, and 8? Or 27, what was it?
Because
Either way,
that's
pretty- that's
super.
Oh, that
pretty
was play. That was a playoff. But
I
it's
knew it.
Oh,
Yo, I
yeah,
knew it.
wow.
I knew it. I knew it. I'm like, bro.
Playoff.
I'm like, yo,
Playoff.
that sounded way too.
Oh,
But wait, let me
easy
just
for
all right, just for
Paul Pierce,
reference though. Let me just go to see what his averages that year. He did play 80 games. He averaged 23, 5, and 6.
bro. It's Joe Johnson.
Again.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that's literally
That's
Joe
Joe
Johnson on the
Johnson.
Hawks.
Again.
About to say,
Only 2 times he's averaged more than 25.
yeah.
I'll give him 3 because he has 25.9 in that year.
All right, so he averaged 25,
I know
26.8, 25.9, 26.1, 25.3, but never like anything outstanding.
Yeah, you know,
But I mean, like,
he's one of the best scorers of all time. Ugh.
I never said that.
People say that all the time.
What do people? Where does people be pulling this from?
all right,
like,
time out.
like,
people outside of Massachusetts.
right?
Are you kidding me? The narrative around Paul Pierce is so wild.
The only, Paul
It's
Pierce
blown
is
up
recent.
because-
Paul Pierce is just recently been getting hate just because he's
People
a
are-
terrible analyst.
Yes,
terrible.
people actually realizing he wasn't great.
Yeah, so now he's getting more hate than what he really deserves, but
Bro, I will say,
Bro.
I think the biggest shit.
I think he deserves it.
That
Bro,
shot
he's
against
a
Al
four-
Harrington
bro, he's
pro-
a
did so much
four-time
so
All-NBA
wonders for his
player.
career.
Wait. Talk about what you say about Al Harrington?
The shot Paul Pierce did against Al Harrington in the playoffs. did
Oh.
wonders
I
for his
thought
career.
I thought that was.
Oh,
a
yeah,
Knicks
that was the
reference.
one
Because
where-
everyone just
bro.
talking shit. He's like this.
And it won him
He's
the
like, I'm gonna do this bucket.
yeah.
And again,
And I think that's where you got the truth nickname from, right? That series.
Shaq gave him the truth nickname. I think that's the legend that's told.
Tough
Shaq gave
nickname
him
for-
the nickname.
Al Harrington.
So that's what I'm saying. I didn't even, out of the 3 old people I said, I didn't even put Jon Howell.
Right, yeah, he's not top 10.
Havlicek.
I think that's where we can go on this. Is that he's not top 10. Damn, I did the dumb shit.
Oh man, hey.
Damn.
Depending on how he finishes his career, Paul George may be over him too.
No,
Depending how
No.
Paul George.
I'm about to
finishes
say
his
though,
career.
John.
No.
You gotta think.
Look up the numbers.
I think
You can
that
look
ain't
up
don't
the
even, bro.
numbers. No.
Here's the thing. The numbers matter, but I'm more concerned with accolades.
actually,
bro.
I'm really
Like,
tripping. Paul George really got defensive teams,
Yes.
and he was low key third in MVP voting.
Yep.
Every year, isn't he like in the running for-
Not every year, but last year he was top 3 in
Last year
MVP
he was
voting.
number 3.
No, I'm saying for
Defensive?
Defensive, he's
No,
always
yeah,
he's always
up there.
he's always
He's always
there.
up there. Yeah, yeah.
And don't let
actually
this nigga Paul George get a deep way. I doubt he will, because ring players basically never win that shit
how
unless
many
you're Kawhi.
how many All NBAs did Paul Pierce have?
4.
No.
You
He
said
had
Paul
more.
Pierce?
No.
Four. I just looked at Paul Pierce has
4 in total?
4.
Unbelievable.
That's what Paul George
Bro.
has 5 All NBA, 4.
He
All
has
defense.
1. He has 1 second team and 3 third teams.
That's trash.
He has
That's
4.
what I'm saying.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Yeah,
Paul
he
George is
never
gonna
had
be
a
better
first
than
team.
him.
That
Paul Pierce
is-
never
Yo,
had
that
first
ring-
team.
Okay, but
so-
I'm not gonna lie though. In Paul Pierce's defense,
Yo, it's nothing
Damn.
to
in
me hear.
bro,
Even DeMar DeRozan got 2.
LeBron James and Kevin Durant are in the league.
What about when he wasn't?
Bro, I'm just saying. I'm not. Listen, there's still T-Mac. I don't know what he went in for. If we went in as a shooting guard,
T-Mac
shooting guard
is
win
a
a
shooting
3.
guard in the small forward's body.
Actually, let's look this up. I'm very curious now to see all right, from 97 to 2004.
What Paul
Who
Pierce did?
won first team?
Grant Hill was hooping?
Yeah.
Grant
Grant
Hill.
Literally on this list of power forwards, small forwards, Grant Hill is there. Grant Hill and Sean Marion are here. But this is a 25.
Wait, time out. Wait, now, hold on.
Bernard King. You can average Bernard King. You get is better than
Bernard King
fucking.
and those Knicks teams.
I mean,
He
he won.
He got-
Hey man,
Bro,
Bro,
on
he
God,
averaged
yo, John is
32.9
really
in
right.
the
His
80s.
finals MVP is really godly, saving him in every argument.
I mean, it does.
I mean, but the ring where he wasn't the best
You know what-
player
you know
on the
what,
team.
In fairness, the way that people treat Paul Pierce's Finals MVP is the way I treat Derrick Rose's regular season MVP. That's why my son getting into the Hall.
Yeah, that's
There has never been a regular
I-
season
I've
MVP
never
winner that's
understood.
not going to the Hall.
I've never understood why the. So, like, are you saying like he shouldn't be in the Hall?
No,
or-
I'm saying Derrick Rose is gonna be in the Hall of Fame
I
only
don't think
because
that-
of that
And I say that all the time. I have this argument with him and my friend Kendall all the time. I tell him, I'm like, yo, like every NBA MVP has gotten into the Hall of Fame, and I say that's gonna break with Derrick Rose.
Bro,
Shit.
Grant Hill has more All NBA teams than Paul Pierce. Grant Hill better than him.
Wow, that's
Thank
crazy.
you.
Yo, Grant Hill got more All
I think
NBA
my
teams
original
than him.
argument. I think
Oh my god.
I think my original argument against Paul Pierce was he wasn't top 15.
Yo,
Damn.
You
this
might
is
even be.
beastly.
You might
And
even
I'm
be able
pretty
to
sure I'm
find
right.
15.
You might be based on the way that this
Bro,
conversation
Chris
is going.
Mullin just doesn't have accolades. Chris Mullin might have a fucking better career than Paul Pierce.
Yo,
Nah, so
Bro,
see
on
what
God,
you
Chris Mullin
On Golden
averaged
State?
26,
Yo, on
25,
God,
25,
Mitch
25,
Richmond.
25.
Yo,
Mitch Richmond was tough.
But yo, I'm naming cats that have more All NBA teams than him.
Hey, how about the?
Like that's
So
crazy.
who was winning? Who was winning these All NBAs when Paul Pierce wasn't? That's my. That's my.
Grant Hill.
Grant
Grant Hill got a Grant Hill dead has 5. And
First
then,
teams?
and yo, and yeah, he
He
has one first team and 5.
I was
He has
about
one first
to
team and
say.
4 second teams. Paul Pierce
No
has
third
one.
teams.
Paul Pierce has 1 second team and 3
Three
third teams. Yo, I did not know.
Mid.
Yo,
I wish we were recording.
I'm just saying.
I'm recording on the camera.
DeMar
Okay,
DeRozan,
perfect,
DeMar DeRozan
perfect.
only
This will be a bonus
was only
point.
2 good years
This
away
will be a
from having the
bonus
same as Paul Pierce.
Let's see. Okay, I'm
Yeah.
looking at it.
DeMar DeRozan got 2.
I'm looking at the.
DeMar
four-
DeRozan might finish better than him.
When did Paul Pierce come to the league? 97.
97.
Okay.
no,
He-
Paul Pierce,
He was in the 90s.
97.
97 or 98.
All right, whatever. I'm gonna start at 97. I'm gonna just
I
name.
thought he
I'm gonna
was
just name the
Was he the
forwards.
same draft as Vince?
All right, so I'm gonna just name the forwards that
98.
98.
98. Okay,
He won
all
Rookie
right.
of the
So
Year
I'm
that
gonna go
year, right?
98, 99.
No.
No, I don't
No,
think
who
he
won
did.
Rookie of the Year that year? Who was his draft class?
Carmelo,
Nah, you
Tim
know what the
Duncan.
problem was? No.
99.
This is the problem with the first team situation. You're forgetting that like they never break it down by like point guard, shooting
Scotty
guard,
was
small
probably
forward.
there.
So there were
I know.
times when
I'm
like
going through it.
Front
the
court,
first
back court, right?
yeah. So like it would be like Shaq, KG, Dirk, or like Shaq, Dirk, and Duncan.
Well, I mean, if you look,
Yeah.
if
Like,
you
it would
look
be
back to
beastly.
98, 99, it was Karl Malone, Tim Duncan, and Alonzo Mourning.
Yeah,
Like,
that's what I'm saying, like,
as a
it's
forward
beastly.
forward center. So
That's-
here we go. So
Okay, but he wasn't that good.
hold on. I'm just going.
Yeah,
I'm just going through it. All right. So this is 99, 2000. So this is a shortened year too. So this is Tim Duncan, KG, Karl Malone, Grant Hill, first, second. All right, cool. Then 2000, 2001, Tim Duncan, Chris Webber, definitely was deserving of it. And then KG, Vince Carter. Okay.
KG, I think T Mac is the forward. I think they have T Mac as a small forward in his career.
Vince Carter won 98, 99.
Rookie of the Year.
Makes sense. And then the year following, Tim Duncan, T Mac, KG, Chris Webber. This was 01, 02. 02, 03, Tim Duncan, KG, Dirk, and Chris Webber. 03, 04, KG, Tim Duncan. Oh, all right, yeah, he's ass. Jermaine O'Neal and Peja Stojakovic.
Peja got
Peja!
a second team.
Let's go!
That's
Time
very
out. Sam
tough.
Cassell got a second team.
He might have. This might
Sam
have.
Cassell-
Actually,
This is how you
this
know
is not-
KG was really
this the year-
carrying
nah,
them,
was
bro.
it- was
KG was
was
no, I
was this
looked
the
up
year
the
that-
numbers. Kevin Garnett has the best numbers across the board the year they won.
Was this the year Paul Pierce got hurt? Because he definitely did get hurt. Oh, no, he didn't get hurt this year because he was an All-Star that year. Damn. It was 07. He might have-
Yo,
Wow.
bro, this is crazy. I'm really looking at this. This is hilarious.
Yo, this is a
You
pain.
want to talk about a bucket? Chris Mullin has more seasons averaging 25 or more than fucking Paul Pierce.
But that ring,
How
though.
was that a foul?
Pure scorer?
I hate that shit, though.
Yo,
That
this
ring, though.
this is really this this is really insightful.
That ring though, that he
I
didn't
did
help
not
with.
know
Not
that
my
this
favorite.
ring held like
That
that.
KG took
I
it
knew
to-
that the ring held that
Yeah.
much weight, but I
Yes.
didn't realize how much weight it held in comparison to other players.
Mhm.
This is hilarious, bro. Paul Pierce sucks. He's garbage.
This
now.
fucking. I hope this clip should get some hate comments too. Tag
This
all
is
the
fucking-
Celtics fans.
Oh wait, we're still recording.
That's
Yeah,
what I'm
we're
saying.
literally-
We do
we're
have
literally-
this. We do
we're-
have
Wait,
this.
but can he hear? He can't
Yeah,
hear this,
the
huh?
audio.
Yeah, yeah.
The audio, yeah.
Oh.
It's just we don't have
Well,
pure audio.
I just turned the camera's mic on. Dan's turned the mic, so
Gotcha.
at least you get the conversation in
Bro,
there.
so what are you
LeBron
doing?
went to the
You could always
first
rip the
team.
audio from the video and like splice it into the podcast if you want to like include some of the arguments.
The Paul
And just,
Pierce
like,
debates.
Maybe at the end of when we're done here today, if you want to just record yourself saying like, "Hey guys, somewhere in the middle of this podcast we lost power, so that you're gonna notice a difference in the audio." Blah blah.
Right.
Just do like a little disclaimer. Hopefully we'll get power back soon.
Yo,
They finish it
LeBron
up.
went to the first team 11 times in a row.
Drag.
That
Who
is
else?
so dragged.
I'm trying to think of what other current small forwards are arguably better.
Oh yeah, I was looking at that too.
I feel like now though, like small forward.
See, it's
is in the
annoying
game,
because
though.
Giannis came in as a small forward and he's a power forward, and I don't know how people I choose to identify him as.
He's a forward.
You know what's weird? I get tripped
He's
up
a
with
forward.
because it's like
George,
because
with
like
his
that's
shooting
it's the
guard
same thing
as
with Tim
small
Duncan.
forward.
Like somebody like had this argument with me. Tim Duncan has more seasons as a center than he does as a power
I
forward.
think John be saying.
I think
I'm about to say John be
I
saying
don't-
that shit. all the
Everyone
time.
says like Tim Duncan's the best power forward of all time. I still look at him as a center because even when he was at power forward, he was still guard
like
centers.
centers, yeah,
That's
exactly.
what I'm saying. Him and David Robinson, he would be Tim Duncan would be the only
Yeah,
guard
but I
center.
mean,
He
it's always weird.
He has more.
That's what I'm saying, but
Well, because
it's
can't
the
you be a
same.
point guard like Steph? Like if Steph isn't guarding the other team's point guard, he's on the shooting guard. Steph's still a point
Steph
guard.
just guards
But
the
Steph
worst
was never
player on the
listed
court,
as-
no matter what it is.
But
Like,
I'm saying,
that-
and
that-
I
that's
guess
differently.
listed as a shooting guard.
no, I know. I guess in terms of like, I get your argument was like because Tim Duncan was guarding centers.
And he had, if you look at his numbers, he has more minutes logged at center.
Yeah,
than
he has.
power
Yeah,
forward.
I was gonna say like if you look like he's literally, but low key like
I
that's,
pull up receipts when I make
like the
arguments.
thing is, it makes no sense because like we only do that because he came in as a power forward, and low key the same thing happened with Hakeem Olajuwon because Ralph Sampson was actually the center when he first came in. And then, but we never
That's why
identified
I
Hakeem.
never look at Hakeem as a power forward.
Yeah,
I
no,
was thinking
I
no,
always see him as a
because
center,
no
yeah.
one does. Like what the hell?
Yeah.
Like no one identifies him as one.
Tracy McGrady better than Paul Pierce.
Oh,
Tracy
right,
McGrady,
right,
two-time
right.
scoring champ, 7-time All NBA.
T-Mac had 7 All NBAs.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm about
Tracy
to
McGrady
say,
better than Paul Pierce.
and T Mac got a few first teams. I think he has like.
Nah,
two first
T-Mac sucked. He never made it out the first round. He garbage.
teams. That's true.
No,
Is that
he's
his fault?
garbage.
Is that his fault?
Yes.
That's
This is-
Paul
yeah,
Pierce made
yeah,
it out the
that's
first round
his
by
fault.
himself?
That's
Paul Pierce
definitely.
made it out the first round by himself?
Bro, yes. When he was a bum on the he's gotten out at least like when
By
he was
himself?
Yes.
Well,
Yeah,
wait, hold
Antoine
on.
was
Hold
the
on.
scrub.
Antoine
Oh my
Walker was the
God.
scrub.
Antoine
He
Walker
was
was
not
a
a scrub.
problem.
And Yao Ming wasn't no
Wait, time out,
scrub.
time out.
Yeah,
Yao Ming is hurt all the time!
Yao Ming, yo, oh
Antoine
my
Walker
God.
was-
Never
wasn't-
making
he
it out
wasn't
the
a
first
problem,
round, but
but
I
he
guess he
wasn't
didn't
a
make it out
scrub.
the first round until Pel Pierce didn't make it out the first round. Well, actually,
The
he definitely
first round?
Nah. He's made out the first round a few times actually.
He
The
got to a
first
conference. He
round?
got to a
himself?
conference
Yeah,
finals by
he did.
himself.
He did. Paul Pierce.
When the
Yes.
Nets beat the Celtics, it was just Antoine Walker and Paul
nigga
Pierce.
never forget.
So just Antoine Walker and Paul Pierce.
No, there was other.
You
they
just
had,
said Antoine
those are
was
the
a
only
scrub.
guys I can remember
So then
on
he
my
didn't
team.
make it by himself.
Bro.
You just made the
Wait.
argument that Antoine wasn't a scrub.
But he wasn't a problem. He's a like
Oh
Antoine
my-
Walker
What was
a
Antoine
What year?
Walker
What
really
year?
getting
What year?
into?
What
It was
0203.
0203. It was the year that he made that. No. It wasn't that year.
Antoine
either
Walker got
0102
no All
or
NBA.
I think it was on 102, bro.
That's
None.
what it is. I hate how NBA is not like just a straight year like NFL is.
Yeah, I know it's annoying. Yes, it was 0102.
102?
Jamal
Wait,
Murray.
Antoine Walker averaged 22 points a game.
I don't give a
What
shit.
else was he doing though?
Who else was on that?
Nothing.
Who else was on that squad? That I can only tell you there was 2 people on that Celtics squad.
Nets
Y'all
guard
hear
debut
some-
cut short after hurting his hamstring versus Bucks. Well, that's the end of that story.
Yeah, I just saw it. Yeah, they're just showing the
Jamal
replay.
He hurt his hand.
Hamstring.
Hamstring.
Oh.
So this is what they meant by he wasn't in condition, huh? Interesting.
Yeah, Paul Pierce made it out a few
There's some
times.
bullshit.
02, 03, 04, 05, and then he
Oh,
was
it's-
off the playoffs for a few years.
Hold
and then,
on, son. I gotta see
You know
this.
who's on that team?
Which team?
Antoine
Joe
Walker.
Johnson.
Oh, on what team? The
Who's on
Celtics
Celtics
team?
He
Yeah.
was,
Yeah,
that's
because
what
he was a
on the-
bucket.
Well.
Bro,
Yeah, Paul Pierce
the,
should-
the,
should-
the
Paul Pierce should
coincidence that the
retire.
only times that Paul Pierce,
7
yo,
All NBAs.
bro, Antoine Walker has 3 All Stars. 3.
How many did Paul Pierce have?
Oh my
Like 10.
God! Justin Anderson just went nuclear. Sorry.
Oh, he has 10. He's a 10-time
like that,
All-Star. I don't really like counting All-Stars. All-Stars don't really mean much to me. It's
That's
just
what
how
y'all are.
Yeah,
that's
but
a
you know what it does? Them 7 All NBAs and 2 scoring titles.
The NBA teams absolutely mean more.
And 2 scoring
The
titles.
scoring title means a
Paul
lot
Pierce,
too.
the pure scorer, never got
Oh,
one.
he dunked over Giannis.
Nah, so deep.
Nah, Justin been like that though. Justin's arms are mad long.
They
bro.
are for no reason.
I fucking love Justin Anderson when he was on the
It's
Mavs.
like Stretch Armstrong. What
I just
market?
remember when he got drafted and he was like, "Yeah, I'm dead ass like country strong," and he really
Nigga
is.
said I'm
He
country.
really is.
Part of that Virginia team with Joe Harris.
Ready for that.
Niggas be shitting on Larry Bird, bro. I don't know why.
No, it's Kendall.
Who be
It's
shitting on
Kendall.
No, bro. I know a lot of niggas that really be trying to say that Larry not like that. My son Larry top 10 all
Bro,
time.
he had like there were like dudes
me-
in that time. They were like, "Yo, he is the baddest man on the planet."
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, no,
and he
he
fucking
was-
and
and he
he
was.
knew it.
Bro, he won. Yo, he won 3. Like in basketball, I feel like when someone lets you know that like you won MVP 3 years in a row, like that's like winning it 2 times in a row. Cool, a lot of people have done that, but 3, like the NBA usually gets tired of handing out the MVP to a person. So if you win it 3 times in a row, it means like
Mans had the stigma of being white and was still top 3 every single year for like a whole decade.
Nah, but
Also-
that nigga Larry's just a great basketball
Real
mind.
quick.
Go ahead.
T-Mac has 2 first teams, 3 second, 2 third.
better than Paul
Yeah, he's
Pierce.
better than Paul Pierce.
Yeah, son.
Wow, Bill tweets
Paul Pierce
sometimes.
ring really holding a lot on.
Damn
to
it,
him.
Tyler.
That's really tough. I really hate to say it now.
His ring where he wasn't the best player.
Yeah,
on the team.
yo, Miles. I'm putting Melo on my top 50. He replacing Paul Pierce.
That's tough. I'm glad. I mean, I've been arguing that Melo is top 50 for a long time, but yeah, I feel like ESPN they definitely released the list.
Nah, they
All-
be hating
never
on
mind, we
Melo, but
talked
Melo
about
dead
this
not
shit
top
already.
50 though.
But now the list that we've seen, like for a lot of this shit, has been bad, yo. Like the
Nah, it's
NBA releasing like their top 100, and then the NFL releasing their top 100 just completely makes me discount anything that
Oh,
these
good
niggas put
steal.
out.
Because you know what it is though? Because the NBA be having people like Paul Gasol and Tony Parker better than Melo, and it's understandable, but it's not. Because like I'm not gonna say they're more talented than Melo. Like that's
They're
just
not.
stupid.
Tony
But
Parker,
that's
like-
the thing.
Tony Parker got a Finals MVP though.
Melo's
Well, Tony Parker got a few got a few All NBA selections. Let's
Man.
chill on my son.
Fuck that nigga.
He got a good
Hated Tony
amount, and so
Parker.
Paul Gasol got some
I
too.
love Tony Parker.
I don't like Tony Parker the same way I don't like Kyle Lowry. I respect that they were good. Oh my God, Justin.
They are not in the same breath at all.
No, I'm saying like my hatred towards them is because I didn't like Tony Parker because I thought he was a bitch. I thought he cried after every time he went to the hole and he didn't get a call.
'Cause he's
He
a
bitched to the refs.
because he's French.
He's
It's because he's French.
I did not respect his game whatsoever until later.
I wonder if he's.
So
Kyle Lowry I just don't like.
I just wish-
Kyle Lowry's just like
I just don't like. I just
Man,
don't like
man,
that.
who got the rings? I just wish he got the
So let
opportunity
me
to really be a star.
so let me ask you. All right, so Tony Parker, right?
Yo.
All right, fuck the 4 rings. Like I'm not gonna. I'm
That's fine.
I'm discounting that. Finals MVP, 6-time All Star,
Yo, bro.
4-time All NBA team, first All
They
Rookie
showed it-
team.
Oh, I thought
Better
they were
than
gonna show
Paul
the Justin Anderson thing. Yo, he shot it from like.
No, I'm not saying. All right, I'm not asking you better than Paul
I know,
Pierce. I was about
that's
to.
what I'm
Well, all right, whatever. I'm asking you. I think he's gonna go to the Hall.
Yeah,
Who?
Yeah.
he's absolutely going to.
Absolutely going
I
to
think
the
the
Hall.
ring's getting him in though, because the stats is weak. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah,
Bro, his stats are...
he was an assistant.
Bro, what do you mean? His stats are, I mean, besides like the actual scoring averages and stuff, like wasn't T-Mac a very similar... Like T-Mac has like 5 All-NBA teams and 7 All-Stars or something like that.
Nah, but I think how
Oh,
many
it's
points
tough,
did T-Mac
never
score? He was under 20,000, right?
Yeah, definitely under 20,000.
Yeah, I mean,
But
I
T-Mac-
think unless your name is
Yeah.
Antoine Jameson, 20,000 gonna get you in the hole. He just fell short of 20K.
You know who needs to be in the Hall that isn't? Ben Wallace.
Ben Wallace absolutely needs to
He
be
has
in
4 depoys and isn't in the Hall. That is so ridiculous.
easily.
That's worse than Torrey Holt not being in the NFL Hall of Fame.
I think Ben Wallace got a couple first teams too.
Yeah, he do. He got like 2. I think he
Yeah.
has 2 to be exact.
It's so crazy looking at his stats too, because he was like, offensively, I think he was only putting up like, what are we doing?
He was Dennis Rodman.
He was only putting up like 8 points a game.
But I say, if-
like 3.5, 4 blocks.
but if Dennis,
just grabbing every rebound in
He
sight.
was-
if Dennis Rodman is in the hole, Ben got to be there too.
The only reason why Dennis Rodman
Dennis-
is in the
Dennis got
Hall is
more
because he's a
rings.
part of 2. He's a part of 2 legendary organizations.
Yeah, bro.
Like he was a bad boy Piston and he was there for the Bulls.
Bro, like
And
I hate to
he,
say it.
he was a key member in both
Like
those
even
teams.
Yeah,
though
absolutely.
even though Ben Wallace didn't score, bro, you could make the argument that he's led over Paul Pierce, bro. 4-time depoy, 4-time
Wait, in
All Star,
terms of-
3-time second team, 2-time third team, 5-time All NBA defensive first team, 1-time second team, 2-time NBA rebounding leader, 1-time blocks leader.
better than Paul
he
Pierce.
was a 1-time blocks leader. You could have told me he was a 50 times blocks leader. I would have believed you.
Yeah, I mean one
Better
time.
One
better than
is
Paul Pierce.
I'm about to
Wait,
say.
what was it? He was what?
And he has
6'10"?
a ring.
he was 6'9" on a good
Oh, he
day.
narrowly missed the induction in 2019.
7'1" with the afro.
Bro, no. He was 6'9" with the afro. He was 6'7" on a braid day. He was 6'7" on a braid day, man. What? He was, bro. You see, like when you see him guarding
He was just
Shaq,
mad
he
hot.
looked mad tiny, bro.
He was just
It was always funny because I always, when growing up, I thought of him as a power forward just because of how he looked.
Mhm.
And then you look like, wait, he was playing center. center?
Yes,
Like-
he was clamped, bro.
Oh, he's the same size as Kenyon Martin. What the hell is going on
He
here?
was smaller than Kenyon Martin.
I don't know
Bro,
why.
Kmart was 6'10", right?
Bro, yes.
Yeah, like 6'9",
Ben
6'10",
Wallace
yeah.
was really 6'9" with the afro. He was like 6'7" on his on a good day.
I don't know why there's so many NBA like the greatest of like defensive players. Like big men are all undersized. Like it's kind of crazy. Like especially
they
for
work that
rebound.
much harder. I
That's
guess.
what I say.
That's
So
what
you
it
got
is.
you got you got Barkley. This is the greatest players of all time. Pre-merger niggas don't count for me. I'm sorry. Like so,
Never does.
So Wilt, Oscar, like yo, they had a great impact on the game. Even fucking Jerry Bum-ass West. But
You know Jerry West doesn't have a regular season MVP?
he has a Finals MVP. But this nigga
And
also
lost.
this
Like
nigga
8
this
of them?
nigga lost like 8 finals, bro.
Bro, yo, I found this out like yesterday. I'm like, yo, you're telling me the logo
The
of
logo of the NBA.
has no MVPs, got a Finals MVP losing, and that's just his like
I'm
what?
telling you,
Bullshit.
if you need any more reason as to why white privilege,
Yeah.
stop.
Yo,
Right.
I found this out. I was sitting in my
Okay, so
crib.
at
I
that
was like,
point, alright, no. So at that point, who should have been the NBA logo?
yo, no, realistically speaking, at that point,
At that point, when they were like, "Yo, Jerry West,"
it should be Larry. They should have just said it was Larry Bird.
If it was Larry
Regardless.
Bird,
Well, when
They
did they
should've
make the
just
logo?
said it.
Wait,
Bro,
what year
the
did they make
fucking
the logo?
This is in the
I mean,
70s.
you haven't
should've
seen,
just
y'all
said
seen
it.
the tomato shit?
Yes.
The tomato looks like
And
it's
it
gonna
looked-
drop 60 on the Hawks.
Bro, like they should have just said it was Larry at that point. Like,
But it looked like older, like after basketball Larry more than.
Yeah.
than
and the thing
in
is, what
basketball
sucks is
Larry.
that like I know it should be Michael Jordan, but like they have to change. They can't make it Jordan because Jordan has his own brand, so they can't make it him.
That's mad head.
They can't. Like,
I'm about to look up Larry.
to be honest, they should just make it Kobe for this
Just
point.
to
It's
enjoy
like,
it.
this
This nigga
just gives
also
me a better
averaged 10
reason as to why they
rebounds
should just
on
make it
his-
Kobe.
on his
Oh
own
my
silhouette, too.
god.
I just say do a silhouette of somebody dunking the basketball. I don't know. It just
Do y'all
doesn't
know?
matter.
Do y'all know
Nah,
Larry
that's a
Bird's
cheat.
career averages?
Bro, this
It's like
nigga averaged like 10 rebounds for his career.
24, 10, and 6.
Yeah, that's tough.
For who?
Bro, Larry Bird's
Bird's
career
career.
That's
averages.
tough. That's tough.
And the
3
crazy
times
part
NBA
is,
champ, 10-time All NBA, 3 times All Defense.
That's
What?
tough.
One, yeah.
And you kind of
MVP,
think how much longer he goes at that
81.
level if his
Back
back doesn't
didn't go out.
All-Star MVP, 2-time Final MVP, 3-time regular MVP,
Fuck the All-Star MVP.
and Rookie of the Year.
nah, the All-Star MVPs, it
At
just
that
it
time?
just adds it. I don't know what
It's
it
like
is.
the what's the
It's
garnish?
parsley.
Yes, it's parsley.
Yeah, like you know, All-Star
Parsley.
MVPs are parsley.
Like, I am mad at it.
It's like when you go to Chipotle and they got the fucking cilantro on top of the
Yeah,
rice.
exactly. That's what it is.
This
It's
is
like
you give me a nice
like,
plate of
it's not-
nice plate of buffalo wings. You see a little parsley. Like, I know it's buffalo wings, but the parsley looks nice.
It just makes it look nice.
Pick it back up. I mean, with the individual greatness thing, yes, every like person is a part of a system, but there are certain players that you can argue their individual greatness without it. It's just the team accolades come with that system. So then it just goes into individual stats versus things like rings, and that's why rings for certain people are taken with a grain of salt. That's why, as you guys might hear, that's why Paul Pierce isn't as good as everyone thinks he is. But that's my thing about it is I think Tim Duncan, like I think he would have to me it's like Manu, like they would have been stars, they would have put up great numbers outside of the Spurs, but they wouldn't have the team accolades.
No,
I don't see Tim Duncan carrying. I won't say carry, but I don't see Tim Duncan winning multiple finals on his own.
Big men also don't win without talent around them.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. It's tough. It's tough to really say because even the greatest.
Who did?
Big,
You're making this face. Who did?
I mean, I agree, but to an extent, like Shaq's first ring that he won with the Lakers, Kobe didn't really do much. Like people around that, go look in the fight,
bro.
They don't really. I'm not
John,
saying.
don't open Pandora's box.
Bro, all I'm saying is that you have him, then you also have.
And it wasn't even. And that's the thing though. Even though you could say Kobe, they had other pieces around him.
That was 99, right?
Because Eddie.
That's 2001, I believe. 99. What the Lakers won? They three-peated, right?
Yeah.
So it'd be what? It's 99. No,
The Spurs won in 2000. That was
yeah.
a short.
So then it should be
it's
2001,
2001.
2002, 2003. If you look up like the finals statistics, I don't think Kobe was like that. If I'm not mistaken.
I'm pretty sure he was.
Look at Hakeem's first ring.
First ring, Clyde Drexler, bro.
Yeah.
Clyde Drexler.
Yes.
Yeah. One of the greatest two guards of all time.
Clyde Drexler
Yes.
has a ring.
Yeah.
Yes. Two of them.
Yo, is this a joke?
This is
You're
not.
wilding.
This is indeed not a joke.
Was it with the Blazers?
No.
Who was it with?
The Rockets.
Clyde Drexler has 2 rings
Oh no. First Lakers ring was 99-01.
99-01.
2000.
99-2000.
Yeah, that was the first Lakers ring.
Okay, so 3.
Okay,
sure.
see, no, I knew I wasn't tweaking. Clyde Drexler came around for the second time around.
Okay, second time.
He came around for the second time
in the
around.
playoffs. In the playoffs, Kobe averaged 22.5, along with the most assists on the team at 5, and 6 rebounds.
This was which year was this?
This was the first championship.
Oh, I mean, there you go.
That's tough.
There you go. That's what I'm telling you, bro. Like Kobe, and I will say that Shaq was the best player on that team, but like it's a Shaq and Kobe argument. Like neither of them could have did it without each other.
Yeah.
Because you gotta think Shaq went to a finals before, but I'm saying
and that team was still good. And he had he had Penny at that point.
And exactly, and that's like another ring that kind of not a ring, but another like thing that kind of gets discounted.
That's a good point. I feel like isn't brought up much, that big men don't win on their own.
They don't. You can't. You literally can't. Because you could think. Because I'll give you a perfect.
It's Hakeem, bro. I'm looking at this 94 year, that first year that Jordan wasn't there. Hakeem averages 26.9, 9 boards, 3.6 assists, 1.6 steals, and 3.9 blocks. Like I'm talking like in the finals.
This is 94-95?
No, 93-94. No, yeah, 93-94.
So this was against the Knicks?
This was against the Knicks.
Of course
like
it was.
in the actual like finals itself, he literally averaged twice as many points as the next person. He's the one. He's
the outlier. But in general, big men cannot win by themselves. Think about the best big men that have came into the league. Even I
want to say Tim Duncan, his second ring. I'm not 100% certain, but Tim Duncan, his second ring averaged like 25 and 15 in like the finals.
But I'm saying,
but it's not like
Tony Parker wasn't like that.
The Spurs as an organization are not built that way.
No, and you're completely right. But if you look at the people around him, like Tony Parker wasn't who we know and is then. Neither was Manu. Who else was on that team?
That team had Avery Bradley, and they still had David.
Avery Bradley. No, David was washed up by then because that was his last year.
They had Bruce Bowen.
They did have Bruce Bowen.
Bruce Bowen was still a lockup.
Trying to think.
This is 2005, if I'm not mistaken.
Which ring are we talking about?
Yeah, I'm about to say.
Because if this is the one, if this is their ring against
2003,
the second ring was against the Nets.
That's against the Nets.
It was against the Nets.
That wasn't fair.
Who's checking? Who's checking Tim Duncan on the Nets?
Nobody. They tried. They threw Dikembe at him. They threw Kenyon Martin at him. They threw Jason Collins.
Dikembe, Jesus Christ.
Adam, he was good for us that year, but there was just not enough. I mean. Man. It was a competitive series.
I'll just say that big men typically need a good system to.
So
unless you're
or some other players.
Unless you're like a dominant wing player like LeBron or like Jordan or like Kobe, it's very difficult for you to like as a big
because you need someone to get you the ball.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Tim Duncan is great, but I can say that like it's the same shit with Brady.
I mean, I hear you.
I don't know.
You have to. They're still great, but you have to look at certain things with a grain of salt because without Belichick, does Brady have as many rings? I'm not saying that Tim Duncan on his own wouldn't have won at least one ring, but would he have the same amount?
Does he have 6? Probably not. I could probably see Brady getting 3 or 4.
Nah, because Brady's first 2 or 3 was mostly defense.
But it all depends on where he would be.
I'll say that I'll use the Jordan argument, right? Like obviously Jordan might not have won without Phil. We don't know that because
I think you maybe could have won 1.
All right, yeah, 6 is incredibly unlikely. I'll put it like that. But what I will say though is for Phil to implement the triangle offense, you need first off, for you to insert any type of offense or defensive scheme and for it to work, you need elite level talent. You know what I'm saying? Like the triangle offense isn't working with regular niggas. We saw that because they tried to do that shit on the Knicks. And that shit didn't work because by that logic, you know what I'm saying, if the triangle offense is really like that shit should work for anybody.
The Knicks didn't have a big man to run
it. Not even that. Melo wasn't a fit for it because in order for the triangle to work, your main focal point of that offense has to be willing to give up the ball. And we know that Melo's not like that. Melo's like, yo, give me the ball and I'm gonna go get a bucket. He's not like a team player where like Melo can't use his scoring abilities to create for others.
But also, who else was going to be scoring outside of Melo when they wanted to run the triangle?
Well, that's another thing. It was
goes into personnel.
Porzingis was there the one year they did, or was that right before he got drafted?
This is before. This
I
is
think it
like-
might have been at the end when it was already like, what the fuck are we doing?
Right, exactly. It's right before.
Alabaster Ewing.
Yeah,
But yeah.
I was about to say, but even if you look at the Lakers the second time around when they won to a Kobe, they was using the triangle offense.
Pau
and that-
Gasol, Derek Fisher,
Yeah.
Andrew Bynum. Like if
Andrew Bynum was arguably the best center in the league at one
for
point.
for like
was.
a for like a
Absolutely.
calm
It's
season
crazy.
or two. You know, it was
Absolutely.
ridiculous.
Then he got traded, and everything
And then he
went
got
downhill.
hurt,
Yeah.
and then that was it.
Yep.
But nah, like, you know, my thing is like, this may sound weird. Like, I feel like every team has a system. Like, but it's like, what is their system? Like, we talk about the Warriors. We know the Warriors. It's like small ball threes. You know, with the
Small
Rockets
ball,
right
down
now.
screens, off ball movement.
Exactly. Like that's their system. Like when I look at the Spurs, I'm like, they have a system, but what the hell is it?
It's just a really efficient motion offense.
Like,
Oh, yeah,
like,
it's-
yeah,
Pass,
it's
screen
make-
away,
it's
back cut.
It's literally
It's
fundamental
make the best
basketball.
play.
It's just it's fundamental basketball, and it's just like
Yeah, but it's not
so
it's not the flashy shit, but I mean it's effective.
Exactly.
And that's
No,
why
it's super
like going back to what John what you were saying before is like like when you said that Tim Duncan to some may be a top 5 player. Like I mean I can't discount that because based off of what he does, he did exactly like what makes Tim Duncan and Kawhi different. You know what I'm saying? What like Kawhi is a very good defensive wing player, and he's very fundamentally sound. He took a team to the championship, but at the end of the day, there's nothing that Kawhi does that's like, oh my god, like yo, he just did this. You know what I'm saying? Tim Duncan, I feel like is very much the same.
Tim Duncan would just get the ball in the post, back down one.
That's
two,
what I'm saying.
Bank
Back,
shot, bank
one,
shot.
one.
Like okay,
Okay, and that
Like-
shit is casual. I'm saying if it's effective, it doesn't need to be oh my god,
Yeah.
magic. You know what I'm saying? Like
But with this, it also just makes you think about your thing about the Jets before, and that's why I say how important the
wait,
system.
where are we going with this?
No,
I don't know.
listen. It's about how important a system and a coach is, and how you
Right.
say every
Yes.
winning team has a system. But it's like it goes into the organization as a whole. Every coach has a system they want to implement, and you need to have a coach to line up with management to do the right thing, to have them get
put the
success.
pieces together.
The triangle is a system that works with the right pieces. That's why it didn't work on the Knicks, because the personnel did not fit the system that they wanted to implement. So normally when that happens, you get another fucking coach.
I feel like typically, all right. So here's the thing, right? And this is why, like I said before, like you gotta take coaching in the NBA with a grain of salt. Like I feel like coaching don't really have as big effect of how the league is now versus like how it used to have. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody is out. Well, like we're here. We're saying we're talking about systems and shit, right? So the way that I see it is that nobody really has a system in place right now. It's kind of like the league just sees what works. And it's really just implementing the best personnel and rotations. That's basically what coaching is now. It's not really about player development like how you see with Kenny Atkinson or like a lot, or I can't even say a lot of other dudes, but like
Greg Popovich.
Greg Popovich. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I don't really think like. And John says it all the time. Like Steve Kerr, he's really good at drawing out of bounds plays. But
That's about it.
But that's I'm not taking anything away from Steve Kerr personally. I'm just saying that like, okay, Steve Kerr could be really good at drawing out of bounds plays, but what's it called? He also had 4 All-Stars and 2 of the greatest players of all time.
That's what I think.
And
The
he
only thing
already-
that Steve Kerr does above average is his out of bounds plays.
The only thing is that like I kind of give Steve credit for is like he kind of groomed Draymond Green to an extent.
Yeah.
Because in reality, like we all know, it was already Mark Jackson's team. Like Mark Jackson actually groomed Steph, groomed Clay. Like, you know, the only thing that Steve Kerr did when he walked in the door is say, all right, Andre Iguodala, you're going to come off the bench. That was the only thing he did, because Draymond Green was already getting starters minutes before Steve Kerr got the job because David Lee was always hurt. This is when I was actually a Warriors fan for my hot second of life. And then Steve Kerr came in, was like, all right, bet. We're going to pass the ball more, and that's it. Because all they had to do was they had Andrew Bogut. Andrew Bogut would set the tone at the beginning, block 2-3 shots. Draymond Green goes in at center. People just were like afraid to go in the paint after that. And Draymond Green is a fundamentally sound player enough where he can get the ball, dribble up, and pass it to somebody else, which was just perfect for the system that they wanted to have. But other than that, like, you know, you take Steve Kerr out. Like, this will be, I feel like, when Steph and Clay get back, and let's see if he has Andrew Wiggins and, you know, Draymond, that'll really determine how well of a coach he'll, you know, actually be.
Well, that's my thing. Like, where you're saying that you feel like systems aren't as prevalent. I feel like the regular season, I'll agree with you to an extent. But it's like when you see teams that actually have success, it's generally teams that have a system. Because
I don't know.
All right, so then let me make this point. Discounting the Spurs because that fits everything.
Yeah.
Right? The Bucks were in the Bucks till Budenholzer got there. And that does coincide with Giannis' emergence.
That's a fact.
But
I give him
will
credit.
continue. Mike Budenholzer was the greatest offseason addition. And we saw that he has a system because he did it with the fucking Hawks.
Right.
Rick Carlisle has a system. The difference with Rick Carlisle is I think that he also knows how to get the most out of his personnel. I think, what's it called?
Frank Vogel's in there.
Yeah.
Frank
To a
Vogel's-
degree.
To a degree, because, like, you know, when he was, you know, the coach of the Pacers and, you know,
Yeah.
Paul George wasn't the superstar we know as him today. And he had a washed-up Danny Granger. He had Roy Hibbert, who people actually thought was good and ended up being absolute garbage. The only person that was consistent on that team, actually, besides Paul George, was actually David West. And then they had a bunch of nice little role
Wait,
players.
hold on. Well, I guess maybe counter that was the argument you used with Doc Rivers. Then he has the terrible stint when he goes to the Magic, Frank Vogel.
Listen, to be
So
fair,
he didn't have
the
anybody.
Magic. The
No,
Magic
but
is a
it-
garbage organization. He literally, I remember
But
him
they
like
had these-
crying. He was literally seeing. He was like, "I did all of the coaching," and he was like, "It's not my fault they don't want to grab rebounds. Like I don't know what the fuck to do."
I was just, if you're a coach, you gotta inspire guys to their rebounds. I don't know. But I'm just saying, like, I think with Frank Vogel, I would take with a grain of salt too because I did see him struggle.
I was gonna say,
not saying he's a bad
yeah.
coach.
It's almost like-
but-
it's almost
I was gonna
the
say
same
Nick
with
Nurse
Tom
though.
Yeah.
Nick Nurse has a system.
Yeah. And it
Like
works. 'cause
that's
you
what I'm
lose
saying.
a
So,
star
and I think
player.
that those
Star
are the
player.
teams, and these are teams that like outside of the Mavs that can separate themselves.
Yeah.
Because of that. Also, I think like you were talking about like the Warrior system. Obviously, when things started shifting with the Blazers, Terry Stotts was trying to implement something like that. The difference and the thing that I think that'll help Dame get to the next level is his off-ball movement.
Yeah.
Like his off-ball movement isn't that great.
It's very regular. Like Dame's off-ball movement is
Just
I'm
get-
a pass it to my center. We'll go that way, come back this way, launch from half. Like,
Yeah, and
like,
it's
it
also
works
it's like
sometimes.
it's also like when I pass it to get the rock back, I'm running to around half court to get it. I'm not just moving off ball to get open and get someone to pass it to me.
Yeah.
So that's the thing that does play into personnel a little bit, but that's just like because it's got to be people who are going to be setting off ball screens and shit like the things that Steph
Yeah,
gets.
but like
because that's what I think hurt them in the playoffs last year.
absolutely.
But yeah, I feel like those are teams that separate themselves because they have systems.
Yeah.
So that's my thing with it. I do think it isn't as prevalent because you can have fucking. But then the teams where people just put up numbers, I feel like they don't really win.
I mean, and I
Look
don't.
at Karl-Anthony Towns.
I
Look at Devin Booker.
I don't disagree with you. I mean, and that's what you could even make the Rockets argument is now. It's like, all right, yeah, you got James Harden,
That's a
and
system.
Russell Westbrook. It's like, I mean, well, yes, it's crazy enough. It is a system, but I'm just using the same thing about like having people on your team. It might not even end up working. It might just end up clashing. But that is a system, a system that may not work, but a system nonetheless.
See,
but you
that
do
system-
need the personnel to have.
Yeah, and this is the D'Antoni
Yeah.
system.
Yeah.
That he's taken to multiple teams.
That system is just
Right.
that you know what the problem with that system is? That system makes their star players look good but isn't good for the team.
Yeah.
So like this is like an interesting thing. Like I watch Gilbert Arenas' podcast. And basically like his like philosophy on playoff basketball is that as long as you always have someone in front of you, you cannot win a championship. Like if you're just gonna play ISO ball, like there's always just somebody there. Like you can't just win just by scoring the whole time.
Allen Iverson.
Exactly. Like the difference with that is that like at least Allen Iverson's teammates were like able to play defense. Like he took a team that had like the number 5 best defense and just was like, yo, I just need you to get like they were just like, yo, we just need you to score, bro. Like if we can't do it within the first 20 seconds, when 4 seconds are left, you're gonna get the ball and hopefully you can do something for us.
Not gonna lie, it would have been interesting seeing that 01 Sixers team play anybody else that wasn't like Kobe or Shaq.
No, honestly, to be fair, like they could have won, but like it's weird. If you
Did Anthony
Injuries.
Mackie just shit the bed?
I mean, it was injuries too.
Yeah.
Everybody was like
hurt.
Yeah, everybody.
Well, that
was,
usually happens with,
Yeah, it
with
happens,
defensive
like-
teams because they're
they're
playing
mad
grinded out
physical,
games.
right?
Yeah.
Because, like, you think about it, that's what really made the 04 Pistons great. Like, think about how high-powered that, like, Lakers team was, and the 04 Pistons held them to under 100 points every single game they played. Like, that's crazy. Like, and Shaq was, like, a walking 30, and Kobe was a walking 30.
That was the last team I will say that won a championship and arguably maybe the only team that doesn't have like a clear-cut superstar.
Yeah, they didn't. That was the most team-oriented championship that the world had ever seen.
But they had great players, but there wasn't.
It just goes to show you though that team basketball only wins you games to an extent.
Well, that's what it is. Well, the reason that's why superstars are prevalent because it was the issue with the Budenholzer Hawks. It's when it comes down to it, who's taking the last shot? When you need someone, who's gonna do it?
Yeah.
But I mean, I will say for the Pistons, like you had someone who could be like,
Billups,
who could be like he'll step up in the clutch, but he wasn't a star. Yeah. He wasn't a superstar.
Yeah, he wasn't a star yet. Like that was that was his moment when he became like a star. Exactly. Like that's when we knew him as like Mr. Billups, Mr. Big Shot. But like before then, it was like the only real person that was like relevant like as a star was like Rasheed Wallace, and he was like a 2nd/3rd option. Because it was Chauncey he was just a regular point guard, right? Like the most average you can be. Like he'll either get you a bucket here and there, can pass the ball around, but didn't do either spectacular. You have Rip Hamilton who would just, run around the court all day and can knock down any shot. Tayshaun Prince was the longest athlete like at the time. Rasheed spaced out the floor, and then you just had somebody that was 5'11" that can grab any rebound that went anywhere on the court.
I had to say, having a stretch forward that early in what NBA was is definitely did them a lot of justice, yo.
And that's one thing with the Superstars. It's like it's proven right there with the Raptors, like where without Kawhi they're still good, and now you have the emergence of other players who are like, okay, who's gonna take that shot at the end of the game? And it's the difference right there because it's getting Kawhi where for sure. Because with DeRozan and Lowry, it's like one of them got to take it.
I'm not gonna lie though,
it's gonna be DeRozan. It was always DeRozan was Lowry and DeRozan were always a 1A and 1B kind of duo. It's never like a 1-2 punch.
But Lowry would always kind of miss. Like he would always disappear a little bit.
Yeah, he would. So
that's what would happen.
Yeah, like Lowry would disappear in every like crucial series for them. Except for the LeBronto series, if you actually look, Lowry was hooping.
Yeah,
but he was playing fantastic, and
DeMar was. He was like, "Well, I finally fucking showed up. Where was everybody else?"
Exactly. Like that's actually what happened to him. And like,
but part of the hindrance with DeMar specifically is DeMar isn't a consistent 3-point shooter. He's a mid-range threat, so that's a part of it. So it's when you need that's why you need to start a win because when shit gets real. It's who's going to take a shot. And that was what my case for why the Sixers weren't going to succeed last year. Because it should have been Jimmy, but they couldn't accept that it should have been Jimmy. Because it was just young people thinking of the shit.
Bro, you're absolutely right. And another thing that, like, I feel like the Sixers treat Embiid the way, like the Lakers, like the Lakers treated Shaq. Like, Shaq
As
is
they
one
should,
of...
though.
Shaq, yes and no. Because they play better at a faster paced offense. Like Embiid can run the floor, he can do a lot more. Because when you play a style that isn't fitting to your point guard, then you're never gonna win. Because that's the person that's supposed to facilitate your whole team. So they don't
even know who their point guard is.
My thing is the reason why I still think that's Ben Simmons' fault because the only person's fault it is that he is useless in a half-court offense is his own.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's
couldn't agree with you more.
And like literally, I remember I think it was Josh Eberle had a tweet where he was like, the fact that you're going through multiple offensive possessions where Ben Simmons isn't touching the ball, he's literally just a warm body out there.
Which is why I'm just like they should adapt to playing to him because if you look at the games,
if they adapt to playing to him, they have to trade Embiid.
No, they
don't have to. But Embiid has to. Embiid also has to embrace the
star in this league who is he's out here like I'm the best player on this team. For you to sit here and be like, all right, we're not gonna play to the best player on my team's strengths.
Embiid also feels like he has this like self-absorbed like ego where it has to be him. Embiid, if they wanted to play to a transition style which best fits Ben Simmons, Embiid could do it because Embiid can in transition shoot. He prefers because he's selfish. He prefers in a half-court set. Give me the ball on the post so I can post up. If it's not there, all right, pick and roll, I'll pop out for the three.
I agree with you, but also he's a young star in this league.
A transition offense isn't sustainable in the NBA. I ain't gonna hold you, bro. It's really about
unless you have the Splash Brothers.
No,
okay, right. That's only caveat to it.
That's why I think it was such a big loss for the Sixers this year to lose JJ Redick because they don't have that 3-point threat. That's the big thing in their offense.
Shake Milton,
it's
right?
Shake Milton, right?
And before last night.
He did.
But in the game before that, I mean, he was just a warm body out there. He was 18 minutes, 0 points, 3 turnovers. That was when Embiid was going to, slap him on the sideline. Jay brought in Josh Richardson, who I didn't think was going to be a great replacement, which he's proven really not to be. He's just kind of average. Tobias Harris, you know what you're going to get with Tobias Harris.
I'm not going to lie.
But outside of that, it's nothing.
Based on what the Sixers team was last year, there was no reason why they shouldn't have gone to the finals, yo.
The reason was them not accepting Jimmy and Brett Brown's coaching.
I say Brett Brown more so than anything.
Jimmy.
But that's the thing. If I'm Brett Brown, I'm like, yo, y'all need to realize this is the fucking guy right here that y'all need to. Because it was like,
that was him.
I would deadass be like, you have the potential to do this, but you're not there yet. You're not there yet. Ben, fuck you. Joel, you could do it. But right now, you're gonna get fucking double and triple team, and then what?
Exactly.
That's the bad part of it.
And that's why. And this was the craziest thing. When, what was it, 2 years ago, when Jimmy Butler was on the T-Wolves, before he hurt his MCL, they were a 4 seed in the West with Jimmy Butler, Karl Anthony Towns, and Andrew bum-ass Wiggins.
I'm gonna have to cop a Jimmy jersey.
Bro, they were dead a 4 seed. He gets hurt. They go to an 8 seed, and they have to play the Warriors first round. Like, sucks for them. The best thing the Sixers did was acquire him for, I'm not gonna say for nothing, but like, my goodness, like, they could have gotten something much better out of it.
Because they gave up, all they did was give up Dario Saric and Robert Covington.
So Dario Saric, he was
a great fit for Embiid.
Exactly, he was a great fit, but like in the grand scheme of things,
when you have Tobias Harris, play him at the 4 and you'll be okay.
Perfectly fine. Robert Covington, lock-up defenders. So was Jimmy Butler. Plus, he can knock down the same shots Covington's in, and he's good in like late.
And that's what also is funny with like, and I'm thinking like, we praise Elton Brand for the Tobias Harris pickup and getting Jimmy Butler, right? But when you see that they're throwing so much money at Al Horford when you could kind of get, you could have this almost the same production what Horford's giving you this year with Saric, because Horford's not doing nothing for them this year.
Because
the Mavs dodged the
bro.
bullet.
Yeah, and it's so like it was so stupid because I feel like to them what they envisioned is like we're gonna have this huge lineup.
Yes.
Like think about it: Embiid, Horford, Tobias, Ben,
huge lineup with no
shooting.
Huge lineup.
Like you said with the Celtics, their biggest loss was Al Horford. Al Horford played really well against Joel Embiid in the playoffs. That first year the Sixers went to the playoffs. So you figure, all right, we got Embiid stopper on our team. We're lit.
No.
And Horford was like,
no.
And I think that's
me no black.
Me no black.
Dominican, me no black.
I think that lineup could have worked if Ben Simmons could shoot.
This is me like
a lineup that big. If
let me ask you,
because if a lineup that big, if everyone can stretch,
it's great.
It can work.
So why trade Embiid and not trade Ben?
People are saying to trade Ben. My thing is, I wouldn't trade either.
You can't keep both. You cannot keep both.
I'm telling you, can keep both.
I agree with
only,
John.
Only if Ben Simmons learns to shoot,
you can keep both. Right? You can keep both. If Elton Brand fucks up in any way, it's going to come back to bite him.
So you have to be perfect.
Well, not perfect, but you have to do better than what he's doing right now.
All right, but and I don't think that it's necessarily just. All right, yes, Ben needs to develop a more outside game. And I do think that Embiid and Ben need to become a better 1-2 tandem. But the problem is Brett Brown. That's first. That's first and foremost. I'm about to say you get a better like imagine if Budenholzer was their coach.
They would win.
They would
have won last year.
They would have won. There's no reason. There's no reason why a team that has these caliber of players, Tobias Harris, Al Horford, Embiid, and Ben Simmons, you know what I'm saying?
It's not winning.
Is a 6 seed right now.
Like they had.
It doesn't make sense. It does not make sense.
They had a perfect lineup to go against like the Warriors to possibly kind of like slow down the slow ball.
You talking about last year or this year?
Last year.
No, last year that was their win now year. They should have won last year.
Last year was like their best golden opportunity. Blew it. But the reason why I say that they should adapt to Ben is because think of how well the Sixers do when Ben plays and Joel Embiid does not.
Yo.
But that's what I'm saying. So for them to adapt to Ben, then you that's my point is you have to trade one of them.
I think you can keep both.
John, you listen to Gilbert's podcast. Past first point guards don't do what?
You're right, but all I'm saying is
No.
they don't win. If you average more than if a point guard averages more than 8 assists per game or like 7, it's something like that. They do not win chips.
Really?
Yo, go look back at every team that's won a chip. If their point guard averages more than like 7.5 assists per game,
what about Magic?
Which one?
The Mavs.
Yeah. I think.
Wait, Magic didn't average?
No, I mean besides
Jason
it was
Kidd.
like after the Magic.
after.
Sorry, I
Kidd.
definitely should have threw that out there.
Yeah.
I think Jason Kidd's like the only one. That's it. If your point guard has to like actually facilitate every little thing,
if your point guard has to do his job,
but the thing is,
but he has to be able to score too.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
So it's
That's
like,
that's the point is that he's trying to make
he's
is
a pass
that you have to
If
be
you have a
able to
pass first
score
point
the
guard,
basketball.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha,
If you have a pass
Pass
point
first.
guard,
That's the key.
you will
Pass
not win.
first.
The last one to win was like I think it was like Isaiah Thomas or Magic Johnson. Those are the last two pass first, like your traditional point guards.
and they'll at least
Paul,
shoot
like,
they'll at least shoot 2 or 3 threes a game just to keep you honest.
Like a Tony Parker that's won 4 chips since then, averages at most on his greatest season 6 assists. Chauncey Billups when he won, he averaged like 5 or 6 assists. Mario Chalmers in the Heat averaged like 5 assists.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's just, you need, if you're the point guard, you need someone else to average more assists.
Exactly, like
you need to be a scoring threat.
So I'm assuming Braun averaged more on that than
Probably.
Kyrie.
Right.
Wait, but LeBron is this
I
kind of.
I know he's different, but
Yeah.
I'm just trying
exactly.
to think
So
because
that
Kyrie
was
was
his
point
theory.
then. Yeah.
But the point
But
is
you're right. That's
why the Mavs are trying to
that
get
Ben
guards that
Simmons
can't score.
Ben Simmons has logged a lot of minutes at point guard, point forward, whatever you want to say. He can't be as passive with the Rock as he is, yo. It has to be something different within the system. Like
That's what I think. For you to go, and that's also why they don't connect. You got the reason why I'm saying you can't keep both of them is the personalities, and this is something that falls into fucking everything from whether we're picking pickup teams at McGonagall or whether I'm building a volleyball team for a tournament. Personalities are so important. This shit happened to me on Sunday playing pickup volleyball, where my friend was like, "Yo, I just know they're really good. You pick them up, then they make the people around us miserable, so everyone plays like shit." Yeah. Those are two people who are trying to be stars in this league. Joel Embiid's a star. Ben Simmons will not be a superstar until he develops an outside game. Or they trade Embiid and build a team catered to Ben Simmons.
The crazy thing is, you know who Ben could really play like if he really felt like it? He could be Giannis on his greatest day.
Yeah.
Because Ben Simmons has he's just as big as Giannis. He doesn't use his strength the way Giannis does, but when Ben does, we see how strong he can be. And he has
he's a better passer.
A superior handle.
But we've seen that's what people were saying. Literally coming into this year, Giannis actually shoots. Like he's actually attempting like 5 threes a game.
If you
Even
leave
if
him
he's
open,
not
he'll
making,
shoot.
Yeah, he'll make one, but at least he'll shoot to
keep you honest.
At least you know, okay, if I leave Giannis open at the top, he will shoot. If I go to Ben at the top, I can sink my guy down to the free throw line.
I can sit in the damn crowd for all I care. But the thing is with Ben, and I think this is what happened. I think the crowd was fucking with him. I think you notice how that first game, the first exhibition game, how calmly he just caught in the corner, let it go. I feel like because there are no fans, this is his time now to grow that confidence. But you
can't do that if you're a superstar.
Well, that's why I make fun of Sixers fans sometimes because I remember how much of a big deal it was when he made that first 3, and I'm like, yo, this is not something to praise. He's an NBA player. He should be making this.
Also, Philly crowd is rough. Philly crowd is rough.
You know how crazy? Now that he really brings this up, someone made it to the NBA and didn't attempt a 3-pointer.
That's not a 7-footer. It's okay if you're in the post and you're just supposed to. But still, 6'10" guys.
Yo,
I hate this guy.
That's right. If you're not, you're not a straight center and back to the basket type work.
Nah, you're right.
And you're on the his job is on the perimeter, and he's not shooting. He went 2 seasons without shooting a 3. Good lord.
Post Dwight, right? What was the last pure just in the post center that we've seen?
Didn't shoot.
That just did not shoot.
None.
Porzingis is 7'3", and he's taking 7 threes a game.
Bro, even Marc Gasol in his best season was shooting.
Marc Gasol was shooting.
He literally was I gotta change his name.
I hate Marc Gasol with all my life.
Credit Kenny Atkinson.
Wait, why?
The reason why I hate Marc Gasol is because he ruins my LeBron argument to Jordan stands. Marc Gasol got a Defensive Player of the Year award and was second All-NBA defensive team. The NBA defensive first team consisted of a tie, 2 centers, Joakim Noah and Tyson Chandler. but he was all NBA defensive second team and then won the DPOY.
You know what's crazy? That's
LeBron makes zero sense.
Doesn't make any
LeBron was actually the second place person for the DPOY. So I'm like, in a perfect think about it. You figured that there were 2 centers better than him for the first defensive team, but then the one got the DPOY. So it's like, if LeBron won the DPOY, then it's like, that's just in my back pocket for arguments. Like Jordan got one, LeBron got one.
Yeah, that actually makes no sense.
Like,
but also Tyson Chandler's last DPOY wasn't
the same exact thing happened.
He has one like that. Dikembe Mutombo has one like that.
Weird as shit.
Like, it's just stupid because they have different personnel voting for different things that are supposed to correspond with each other.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Like, that's just dumb.
Sports writers.
All right.
Yeah,
I feel
idiots.
like we definitely have spent a lot of basketball.
It comes to the territory.
This
is.
Listen,
this is what y'all wanted.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just get my Mavs ran out.
All right, yeah, you do.
And then let's
fire up the berserk.
Facts.
Oh, can we even hear it?
We can't hear it.
Oh, damn.
So as excited as I have been about this NBA restart, and I still am. No, I can't even say I'm happy. I can't even. If y'all watched the first Mavs game, great game by the way, Mavs Rockets. The announcers had it pegged completely, where they were like, "Wow, this game's starting to get close," and the Mavs, there's like, "Do you think it's in the back of their head that they've lost so many close games?" And that's exactly what fucking happened. The Mavs gave up before the game was over. Luka missed some shots, which I've never seen before, and stopped shooting. When he was driving, he was looking for a pass every time. There were a couple issues. One was why Trey Burke was not in the game in the fucking fourth quarter, because Trey Burke had the game of his fucking life. Sorry to all the Knicks fans who has to watch all the former Knicks prosper on that one.
Yo, son, somebody sent me the picture, bro.
94 points, I think. It was.
Between Trey Burke, Tim, and Porzingis.
94 points.
Trey Burke had 37, I think.
That's just not right.
Yeah, he was was like 7. I think he was 8 of 9 from 3, like hooping. And I love Seth Curry. Seth was cold that game. He did not have a good game and spent most of the time in the fourth quarter. He should not have been in there, because not only do we need more consistent shooting, he missed a lot of threes in the fourth. We also needed someone who can create more. That was one thing. The other thing, they should have ran the offense through Porzingis a little bit more. But I also feel like this was Luka trying to be like, yo, like, I'm trying to make something, and it just wasn't for him. He's not going to have it every night. That's fine. It was just so frustrating watching that game, and then I'm like, you know what? They got a bounce back game against the Suns. It is what it is. I didn't get to watch the Suns game, but just to come home and see that Luka had basically a 40-point triple-double, and they fucking lost by 2 points? Like,
to the Suns. It's all right. Let it out.
It's okay, bro.
The thing about it, I never expected the Mavs to overachieve this season, right?
True.
It's just, if they lose one more close game in these 8 games, I don't even expect them to be competitive in the first round of the playoffs. But the experience will be invaluable, and I think I ride with Rick. Not every coach is perfect. Like, the decision-making in that Rockets game, he should have called the timeout earlier to be like, yo, what the fuck are y'all doing? Get your shit together. But it's one of those things where it's like, you got to look at your team and be like, yo, like, I know you guys are young, but this is where, like, this shit is made. And to me, it just feels like they'll go as far as they can. They're going to be a playoff team. I don't want them. They should be going for a 5 or 6 seed. They should be. They were a game and a half out of the 6 seed before they lost to the Rockets. So that's because I don't want them to match up with either of the LA teams in the first round. For that reason, that they'll probably just get wrecked and not actually get some momentum going, and to be like, let's take the positives that we can out of this series. It's just literally time for them to be like, yo, this is what championship medal looks like. Y'all need to develop that, and then I think it'll make them hungry for next year. So my thing is, if they lose another close game in these 8 games, and it's their fault. Like, they had to play from behind in the Suns. That's their fault. Luka had basically a 40-point triple-double, and they only lost by 2. That's their fault. The Rockets game, kudos to the Rockets. They were pulling shit together. That was their fault. If they lose another one where it's their fault, this season's a wash.
This is what rants feel like on y'all podcast. I kind of like it.
Yeah, but we usually have music for it. So.
Yeah.
Nah, it's just, bro.
I'm sorry, John.
It is what it is. And they're still going to be entertaining to watch, and it's just,
The thing,
you.
I ain't saying nothing. I'm just saying three
Your
people's
face,
teams
your
over here
face,
are in the bubble.
The issue-
You said three people's teams. Who's the third person?
My team is non-existent.
Wait, I thought.
he's
I'm a LeBron fan.
Oh, okay, okay.
I'm a LeBron fan, and when LeBron goes, I'm taking my talents where you at. I'm in Brooklyn. We're in the Barclays.
We lit.
When LeBron goes.
So nasty.
Yeah, bro. I swear, I made a tweet in 2017. When LeBron retires, I'm taking my talents to Brooklyn.
This nigga not even gonna be around for the KD.
Follow White
Kyrie,
LeBron, dog. Just come over
thing.
to Dallas, though. White LeBron.
I'm fake there right now.
I want the Celtics to do horribly, just for selfish reasons. One, because my brother's a Celtics fan, and two, because it'll be really funny to see Celtics fans
who
were saying Kyrie was the problem. And if they don't win, I'll be like, so what was the problem this year?
Simple.
No
Horford.
I thought Kyrie was like, y'all should have won the chip then. If Kyrie is the problem.
Kyrie messed them up bad. Because, like, Jason Tatum was supposed to... I feel like what Jason Tatum is doing
Jason
now...
Tatum also laid an egg last year.
No, and I feel like this is just me. I feel like it's because... I feel like Kyrie didn't give him the room to, like, to let him have that growth season. Like what Jason Tatum's doing now is what we expected, is what he was supposed to do last year.
But he had this growth season his rookie year, but he played way better than everyone.
No, his rookie season
overexceeded.
Yeah,
he fake overseed. Like if you look straight on an eye test, Jason Tatum was like the greatest rookie I've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
Then you look at a statistical standpoint and you're like,
if you take away
was good.
If you take away the postseason, he had a above average rookie year,
he was a good rookie. Like that was it. He was good.
It was the playoffs where he was putting up like 25 and 8.
I'm about to say,
like,
he got to the playoffs and
that's the thing.
Like Donovan Mitchell.
He got to the playoffs.
Yes, like Donovan Mitchell.
Exactly.
Bro, he put up a few of those. Look at his average that rookie year in the playoffs. Like it wasn't anything crazy. It was relatively the same as what he did in the regular season. Like he just had a few nights when you're like, this is the guy that like I'm expecting to have all of next season.
Who you thought Jaylen Brown was gonna be?
Yeah, and then Kyrie comes along and Kyrie's trying to form it to be his team. Nothing wrong with that because that's why he wanted to get traded. Like, he wanted the team to be his, but like we saw a superstar like in his rookie year in Jason Tatum, and Kyrie would not allow him to blossom into that.
It was funny because it was a bad
Kyrie
fit.
wanted his own squad, bro.
And it was a bad fit for
last year too, though.
He was hurt every year. He got hurt.
Yeah.
To an extent, but I think it was just a bad fit for both parties. I think.
Yeah.
Kyrie, he wanted his team, right?
Kyrie and
nobody
makes no
could have
sense.
expected that. I mean, not to say. I mean, he's a top 3 pick, Jason Tatum, but like. Kyrie's going into it, whereas, okay, now it's my time. I'm going to have these rookies. Take them on my wing. I'm going to lead this team. But nobody could have expected that they would have the jump that they had. And then the rookies, the next year, are like, we did this in the playoffs without you. We kind of don't need you. So it kind of became a clash of egos, and it happens.
And also,
it was
Kyrie
bad
was
for both.
just never a fit for Brad Stevens.
He was
never.
He's not.
And
that was the other system.
Yeah, that was it. Yes, and then also
I wanted to ask you about that.
They kind of wasted their time
can.
to an extent, like for fake with Gordon Hayward. Like he shows me flashes of the old
Gordon Hayward wasn't hurt.
Yeah,
I feel bad. The Gordon Hayward thing is I feel bad. My brother hates Gordon Hayward for some reason. I don't know why.
Because he's not
Because they paid him all that money.
It's gonna be a bad.
To be average.
It's gonna be a bad contract. I think if he never destroys his knee, it's a completely different Gordon Hayward.
Absolutely.
Because the whole dynamic of the team would be different.
Yeah, but because he destroys his knee, and because the next year they rush him back to starting lineup when they shouldn't have, it totally diminishes the legacy of the Celtics.
How's he been
Gordon
doing
Hayward.
in the bubble? I haven't paid much attention.
He's been alright.
He
Because
dropped
I think-
22 against the
Blazers.
I think
Blazers,
having
yeah.
that bubble time, just like they were saying with Kyle Kuzma, he had some nagging stuff. Having that bubble time to actually reset helped a lot of people.
Yeah.
So I think Gordon Hayward is someone that can
surprisingly though, not Kemba Walker, which I was telling my brother, I'm like, yo, this is a problem. Like if Kemba, who had the nagging knee injury when the season ended, put on hiatus in March, and he's coming back and he's still on a minutes restriction, that's a problem.
That's like how I felt with Zion.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like that.
I don't know why he's on the minutes. I don't think.
I don't know why
the injury. I don't think the injury is why he's on the.
Well,
minutes.
they let him play. They let him
That's
play
what
last
I
night
because
feel.
he missed all of camp because he was away from the team. I just think
that's what I was thinking.
But with Kemba, it's like, I was telling like, this could be a problem because if it's still bothering him throughout this, there's the chance that he ends up having surgery next season, missing a great deal of time, and now you're already halfway through a Kemba Walker
he could
thing.
have signed with the Mavs and been the third option, not have to worry about too much tax.
The crazy thing is, I think Kemba's
possible.
going to end up being a third option on the Celtics. Like eventually down the line.
If
like,
Jaylen Brown continues his progress.
Yeah, but it's like in either way, Kemba's not a selfish teammate. Like I feel like Kemba wouldn't like if he's a third
literally
option to
said
him, he'd be
Kemba
happier
go-
being a
Kemba-
third option.
Kemba's
Kemba gonna do
a
his
great
thing.
Why
teammate.
he
Yeah.
needed to be on the Mavs.
he doesn't care that if he's the guy. If he just had to be the guy in Charlotte.
Yeah, he was like, yo, no one else going to
No one else is going to
Yeah, exactly.
But it
he
seems like
because he has a horrible owner in Charlotte. That's why. The shittiest owner in basketball. Like, you know how stupid it is that he doesn't know how to tank?
He's pretty bad. I don't know if he's the worst, though. But he's up there.
Name a worse owner in the NBA.
Do you want to know why I say
Is
that?
it the guy that resides at
Jonathan.
the...
Oh.
Is it the guy that resides at Madison Square Garden?
Yo.
Jonathan.
The nigga that wasn't letting Spike Lee in the building?
Yo.
Jonathan. I'm just saying.
Mr.
Easy
James
now.
Dolan.
I just feel bad for. I feel bad for Knicks fans.
Yeah, that's my
as long as James Dolan is there, I will have like 1,000 reasons to make fun of all my Knicks fan friends.
Kaz has been saying it. He was like, "Yo, pay Fred VanVleet all the money to set up fucking RJ," and then he was like, "Who should they draft?"
LaMelo?
No, not LaMelo. Not if you sign VanVleet.
Wiseman?
I think he has an African name.
I like James.
Oh, you're talking about the dude
Obi.
from Obi.
Yeah,
Obi Toppin?
He was like sign VanVleet and draft Obi.
He's from New York too.
Yes.
Who?
Obi Toppin.
Really?
He
What
won't
part?
go. Damn, it's not in the boroughs. I don't think it might be up near me, but past me, like past Westchester.
Oh, for real? Oh, that's
So
tough.
I was gonna say he was like, do that.
But
yo, if VanVleet came to the Knicks, I'm gonna have to cop a jersey.
They would reach with an Obi top. Even though I think Obi's a top 5 pick, a lot of people
But then they can trade.
You know what's interesting?
Move back.
I think that
They
the Thibodeau signing was bad. I think you guys should have went for J Kidd.
Allegedly, he's from
No,
Brooklyn.
they should have went with Kenny Atkinson.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
you know where he went? He went to where Brianna Stewart went to high school. Signing.
Oh,
Ossining.
Ossining.
Bro.
Oh, and that's where Sanaya Chong went.
Yo,
Yeah,
son.
exactly. Yeah, the girl who went to UConn.
That's a funny story. I don't know if they told you, Brianna Stewart played our high school in basketball and gave the girls
They told me.
works.
They told me.
Yo, I seen the game tape,
She's
post
a
ups,
problem,
3-pointers,
bro.
free throw. Every way you can get a bucket in basketball history, she gave to Baldwin Senior High School. Every minute of the game.
And John, you want to know the even crazy thing about that is that we was in college, and when I used to go to girls' basketball games, Brianna Stewart, Dad used to pull up and cook Temple badly.
Bro, Brianna Stewart, like, I remember they told us, they was like, yo, she's going to UConn. I remember that we lost somebody going to UConn. I'm like, y'all so nice. Like, then I seen the tape, and I was like, yo, I feel y'all. Y'all did everything you could.
It was Pat Bev, like, hey, we
Like,
did everything.
bro, like, you know that, like, they was like, yo, I promise we tried. Like, that's literally how it looked, bro.
It's like
it was so bad.
It's like, was it CJ or was it Dame? I'm trying, Jennifer.
Yeah, like, it was bad. Like, it was so bad. Like, I was just sitting there like,
It was funny because the entire time Brianna's at UConn, and when UConn goes to the American Athletic, Conference, Temple would hype up that matchup. Just they moved the games because the girls would play in Pearson McGonigal. They would move the games to Lear Center just for Temple to get smacked by like 50.
Bro,
I'm like, damn.
She's one of the most
Stewart,
she's one of the most accomplished collegiate athletes ever. Like, there's only been one. Like, she wins like the Naismith Player of the Year award 3 out of 4 years. Won a chip 3 out of 4 years, and then won Most Outstanding Player of the Year 3 out of 4 years.
Does she have a gold medal with the
I
U.S.
think
team?
so.
I don't know.
Because she might go down as, like, when it's all said and done,
Like,
she might go down
as
the
a
greatest
whole, like, from
women's
like
basketball
college to pros. Like, I think she just saw her ACL though. Like, but she's very
back this year.
She's back.
Oh, okay.
Because of the bubble time.
Yo,
Yeah.
but like, she is different.
No, she is.
Like, she's
scary,
different,
bro. I will say Brianna Stewart amongst like Maya Moore, maybe a couple more, we could probably play in the NBA on some G shit, bro. On some G shit, bro. Brianna is like yo, she's bro, she's like that.
It's just why I'm laughing.
I know exactly why
you
you're
know
laughing.
exactly why I'm
I
laughing.
know exactly why
Why
you're
you
laughing.
laughing?
No, he's laughing because I have one of my friends.
Our friends, like, we have friends that.
Nah, like it's really just one person. It's really one dude.
You
that,
definitely told us about this.
It's just that he just. All right, I'm gonna just put it like this. He basically believes that women are inferior to men when it comes to sports.
Yeah.
Especially basketball.
Was this the same friend who was like, damn, y'all be respecting women?
Yo, I'm dead. I wouldn't be surprised.
I feel like you told me this. We were like,
Yo.
He's like, I'm
Now, while that
respecting women.
statement is wild, no, me stop. But no, I was having this debate with my brother and my dad the other week too. I was like, nobody is saying that WNBA players could just go into the A and give you 30. Like, obviously not. Like the NBA, like the average NBA player is 6'7", and like 200 pounds, right? But there are a handful throughout WNBA history that are nice, that could hold their own in the A.
They might not be a star, but they could
will not be a star, but I can guarantee you they could give you like
at
6 or 7 a game.
Thank you.
They can give you 6 or 7 a game.
You're telling me like a Brianna Stewart couldn't come in the game? Give her like 20 minutes. She can't knock down 2 threes.
We were seeing video of what was it? No, Denzel. What's the name? From Michigan State.
Denzel Valentine.
Denzel Valentine. We saw video of him getting cooked in the Drew League by some regular dude that worked at like a Foot Locker. And he was like, yo, this guy's in the
that
league.
dude was nice.
Yeah, he gave him like 45 in a Drew League game, and he was like, yo, this guy is in the NBA? Like, there's people in the A.
I remember reading an article about
Yo, it's just OD because a nigga worked at Foot Locker,
He's
bro.
dead as a manager, bro.
Listen, I'm there.
And was giving Denzel buckets.
I'm not gonna lie, nigga said he worked at
I'm pretty sure, like, I would take... Candace Parker could give me a bucket in the A. I can get Candace Parker give me a bucket
I'm not gonna lie, bro. You take the tip top competition from the WNBA. You telling me they can't contribute? That's bullshit.
No, they can.
Maya Moore can get. I'm like, there's G leaguers in the league right now.
Sue Bird play Kyle Korver's
Bro,
role.
Andre Ingram was in the G League for 80 billion years.
Yep. He was
First game gave people.
He put up like 16. Yeah.
Like, yo, and he was cooking.
4 from 3.
Someone was out there bat.
And then the next day went to go teach history class. Like, come on.
And then tutor. Like, bro, like
history class.
But nah, but he's a different breed because like he dead shoots like 50% from 3 and like a G League.
If he went to China and played professionally instead of saying he would have.
He wanted the NBA dream. And no disrespect to him.
But niggas want the NBA joint though.
No, but that's the thing. He probably could have played in China and then got signed to an NBA team and had an easier chance. They stayed the whole time in the
because
G League.
yo, like the fact that like. I don't care how many games you play, what kind of competition this. Shooting 50, like he shot like 54%. Like it's not like he was like 49.9 or 50.1. Like no, he shot like 50% from 3. I don't care where you are. Pick up the rec. I don't care. That's crazy.
That's why I wanted Ryan Brokoff back because that's how he was. That's why we signed him.
Yo, y'all got some G League dude on Westchester that's like he's some light skinned big. I forgot his name though, but like he's nasty.
Like, I think I know who you're talking about.
He's
new to like I think they just
but he is nice.
Now the Mavs G League team is nice.
Yo, a lot of G League teams got a lot of nice people.
They like their 2-way player they put up. Shout out Josh Reeves. I'm glad he's actually getting some minutes.
Yeah, Josh Reeves. Yeah, that's a funny story.
Thornwell?
Yeah,
I remember him. South Carolina product.
Yeah, that Josh Reeves knows somebody that we know from Baldwin.
I have an idea.
You know exactly who it is.
Yeah.
There's another person. He went to Hofstra. Justin Wright for me. He plays for Utah now. He plays for Utah.
Darian
nice
manages him, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And he's nice too.
Real quick, because I forgot the question. But my question was in terms of Brad Stevens. Is Brad Stevens as good of a coach as people give him credit for? Or is the jury still out? Or is he overrated?
Yo.
I think he's pretty evenly rated.
Because there's people that say he's who had him in the top 3, and will say at even he's a top 5.
All right, wait, who are your top 3 coaches in the league?
Right this second.
Nick
Nurse, Budenholzer.
Nick Nurse,
Budenholzer.
I feel like we're supposed to put Pop in there just out of respectful purposes.
Because they will steal the 8th seed in this bubble somehow.
But like,
right
now, I really don't want to say him.
Yeah.
I'd much rather say...
Okay, so let's just say in this season in general.
And it's Nick Nurse.
Oh, it's easily... then I'd say Budenholzer and Vogel.
I'd either go Vogel or Billy Donovan for what...
Yes.
For what the Thunder were supposed to be. They were supposed to be a lottery team.
Yes.
They were supposed to be a lottery team.
They weren't... A lot of people thought Chris Paul was like, washed up.
They thought they sent him to Siberia.
I'm not giving Billy Donovan any of that credit.
Why?
Nope. So because I've seen him be trash repeatedly. I've seen him lose playoff series.
So when he does good, now he can't get credit?
I'm giving that to fucking Chris Paul and just fucking Shy being nice.
No, but you know who's...
Out of here.
All right, but any other coach is not playing the 3-guard lineup of Schroeder, Paul, and Jonas Alexander.
You're telling me that Billy Donovan's the only coach implementing a 3-guard lineup?
But who is going to have Dennis Schroeder in
Rick Carlisle's been doing it for the past 4 years.
Oh, boy.
we can't give him his flowers just one time. No, just this year. I'm not even saying he's a great coach.
But you said,
I need to see him do it next
John,
year.
you just said this year, though. John, you just said this year, though.
This year. This year.
I'm still not giving him this fucking credit, bro.
So is he top 5?
In the league?
Yeah.
Right
this
now.
year.
In
This
general.
year?
This year.
In top 5, I'll give him this year.
Okay.
Well, at least get the top 5.
Yeah, like, I see. I see where you're
But
going
I'm
with
not
that.
giving until he can show me he can do it more than once. I'm not giving him the credit for this year. Anyone
that's
can
fine.
have a
That's
fluke
fine.
season.
That's
Anyone
fine.
can have a
Oh,
fluke
Nate
season.
McMillan is definitely somewhat some type of weight in this conversation because
they didn't have Depot. I will say that. Yes.
Bro, like even when they had Depot, like they were like
Even when they had Depot, it was just Depot.
Yeah, I feel like
even
no matter
Miles
what,
Turner has declined.
Yeah, I'm like they were never. I feel like the Pacers were never supposed to be as good as what they were, and they just like I'm like okay, like I know that they're like like they were a 4 seed. Like
he can't even play with Sabonis.
Sabonis,
that's why
disgusting. Yo, Sabonis in a weird way. I personally
now imagine if Sabonis was still on the Thunder.
Sabonis.
You know what's weird? Funny
Sabonis is still on the Thunder, and then they make that Paul George trade, and then you have Shai, Sabonis, Steven Adams with Chris Paul.
Who's to say that Sabonis develops like that though? If he don't
Sabonis is basically doing this last year. He just had less minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
It's literally
if
the
you
same
look at
numbers.
his per 36
his 36
minutes,
are insane.
Yeah, which is like
it's
the weirdest,
just less minutes.
most efficient stats.
But wait,
ever
he was
looked at.
still on the Pacers last year though.
Yeah, no, but if you look at his yes, he was. He was on the Pacers.
Yeah, about to
last year.
say.
He went the bench.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you look at his
exactly,
per
that's what I'm
36
saying.
minutes, he's always been like nice. Like it's just that he never like for whatever reason I don't know why.
He wasn't getting minutes. Why? Billy Donovan.
Like there was no reason because like what wasn't Ennis Cantor there? Ennis Cantor is garbage.
No, he's on the Knicks.
Enes
No,
Kanter is garbage except for when he
Oh.
plays the Nets and he just eats up like 25 rebounds a game and
Bro,
scores
Ennis
17.
Cantor is like
Anus.
yo.
He's like
Anus Cantor.
Wow.
What's
I'm
a
trying to
great
think
comparison?
I'm trying to think of like a player that just can only do things offensively and just
That's what
is
I'm thinking.
disgustingly garbage defensively.
He's like, oh my god.
He's unplayable with defense.
Bro, he never. Yo,
John,
Ennis
you remember
Cantor.
what I said chance?
Yo, Ennis Cantor is what they made Jahlil Okafor out to be. Like if Jahlil Okafor got minutes, he would have been an Ennis
Is
Cantor.
Okafor still in the league?
Yeah.
Yes,
He
he's on the
plays good minutes for the Pelicans.
Oh, he's been okay.
But like the way they.
Oh
treated-
yeah, you're right. Yeah.
That's when the Sixers were on the dumbest. What was his name? Sam. Who was
Sam Hinkie.
whatever?
Well, it was Hinkie that was doing the tanking, and then Colangelo took over.
I don't know who did the drafting, but all I know is that
Yeah, it was
Embiid, Nerlens Noel, and Jahlil Okafor were drafted 3 years in a row.
Also,
then they got
Nerlens
Simmons.
Noel slipped, so they were probably like, oh my god, he was supposed to
Yeah,
be so
because
much better
Nerlens was
'cause he had an
supposed to
injury.
be. Well, they traded for.
Well, that
they
draft
traded the pick for him.
was terrible. The only person that ended up like in like that lottery, the only person that ended up being decent was Oladipo, and it took him like 8 years to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, draft
Like that's
cheeks.
it. Like Anthony Bennett, garbage. Depot was
Austin
good.
Rivers came out too early.
What's his name? Absolutely.
He just came
too
out
early.
because Doc Rivers is his dad. That's it.
Absolutely.
Austin Rivers thought he was the shit out the womb.
What's the name? You had Tyler, one of the Zeller brothers.
Tyler
Ben
Zeller.
McLemore was supposed to be tough, garbage.
Damn, son. King's a curse.
I don't know, but they were supposed that draft
The
class
Kings
was
and the
just
fucking
bad.
Magic
Yo,
are just terribly run
Why does Kansas
organizations.
always have dudes that are problems in college and don't do anything in the league?
You said
Who's
who?
he? Wait, what?
Kansas.
Kansas who? Parker?
No,
Kansas.
Kansas, like
Oh,
the school.
Kansas. Oh, the school.
Who came out of Kansas?
Mac-
Andrew
Mac-
Andrew
McLemore
Wiggins.
was-
You have Macklemore too.
Like aside from
Kelly
Embiid,
Oubre is mid.
Kelly Oubre.
Nah, Kelly Oubre is improving.
That's John's man.
but
though.
for how much? But for how much he was hooping
That's
at
John's
Kansas,
man,
though.
though.
My man's is hooping right now.
So-
He's giving the Suns like 18 a night. Chill.
Isn't
So
that
he
the
progressed
the
to
argument
mid.
with the
18 and 9 on the Suns is what? 18 and 9 on the Suns is what?
Wasn't
That's
that,
like-
wasn't
that's like
that his
seven-
argument
that's-
against DeAndre Ayton?
Yeah,
If he's on a bad
like-
team, he's gonna put up numbers.
Chill. My son was he was just in a bad place with Scott Brooks and John Wall, and that
You
wasn't.
mean he
his
wasn't
environment.
good enough to get minutes? You
No,
mean like
no.
he wasn't
got, no,
using
no,
his
no.
athleticism
He got
properly?
he got minutes, and the problem was his plus minus was disgusting. Like his plus minus was
Are
horrendous.
you gonna tell me he didn't
That's-
deserve minutes over Otto
Whose
Porter?
fault is that other than his own?
He didn't deserve minutes over Otto Porter. $108 million.
Right? Right?
Yo,
I never understood that.
Man,
I
Otto
was-
Porter
even
got
when
paid,
When
bro. I
Otto
never-
Porter was getting hyped, I was like, "Are y'all dead ass?" I was
Here's
like,
the
"This
thing.
man is like a 70 and 2K."
I'm telling you
Like,
right now,
what
Sean
are you
Marks is
saying?
the greatest GM only because he made the Wizards pay $108 million for Otto Porter, and he made the Heat pay $50 million for Tyler Johnson. And look what happens. We got Tyler Johnson back on a fucking like $900,000 1 year.
Bro, all I know is, yo,
Damn, son.
chill. Kelly Oubre, my son.
How the fuck did Miami get out that contract?
They traded him to Phoenix.
Oh, see, niggas be
fucking worst, bro.
Bro, I'm telling you, there are just certain towns in the NBA where like guys will just ship you off to because they know they don't have money to do anything.
And they're also just a bad organization.
Like,
that's
bro,
why the Magic,
Hawks, the Grizzlies, the Suns, and there's
the
like
Magic.
another like anybody just
And the Kings.
Yeah, if you want to get traded, like just request there because they'll take you and whatever you're getting paid. Chandler Parsons has been robbing the NBA of money. Like my God,
he been robbing niggas.
Remember how much shit Mark Cuban got for not re-signing him?
Bro, I kid you not. That man we thought Jamarcus Russell robbed the Oakland Raiders. Chandler Parsons robbed the entire NBA with his contract because they kept shipping his ass somewhere to be overpaid to sit at the very end of the bench.
Wait,
Parsons,
is he still in the Grizzlies?
He's still getting a check from somewhere.
He's
on the books somewhere.
Yeah, that's what
Either
I'm
the
saying.
Rockets, the Memphis, like somewhere.
He's getting paid
I feel
from
like he's
somebody.
playing.
He's on a rock. He's not in the bubble.
I thought, yeah, he's not in the
He's
bubble.
not in the bubble. I know that.
All you need to know is that man has been getting paid to sit where I'm sitting, basically.
Yo, but the thing is, he
Like-
was supposed to be what Gordon Hayward was. Gordon Hayward's last year on the Jazz.
Yo, I just remember someone talking about it, and they were like, Mark Cuban's right not to sign him simply because if you're signing an NBA contract in a club, you shouldn't keep signing that dude. Like,
Bro,
Well, I mean,
like
depending
he
on the
was
club.
horrible.
I'd sign a contract at Onyx.
yeah, Onyx.
Yo,
We got Chandler Parsons signing his contract.
bro, Chandler Parsons has like it's
Magic
so
City
funny
real quick, get some wings.
on some
Bro.
Lil Will shit.
Yeah.
Let's. All right, we got
we got
a
it.
lightning round. The rest of this shit.
All
This has been a
right,
great
let's
NBA
go.
conversation. Yankees are playing great. The MLB should probably end up canceling the rest of the season because shit doesn't seem to be able to be contained.
They need to do a bubble, but as
It's
we
impossible.
know, it's impossible to do a bubble with teams that have that many people on there. So
What the fuck?
they
You gonna
have
put
to
the
buy-
baseball diamonds like this? Baseball
Like,
diamond,
bro,
baseball
Not
diamond.
not really.
you can't do it.
Not like that. But I mean, like in terms of like hockey is doing the 2 bubble cities, whereas like NBA is doing the 1. I think you could probably gotten away with 4 bubble cities.
Yeah, Northeast, South, and West.
East, yeah, exactly.
No, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
That would be great.
or
idea.
3 because there's only 3 divisions, right?
Whatever.
Three
Yeah,
three
there's
divisions, right?
there's
So you
3
could have
in each
one
one.
bubble city in the middle of America, so that all the central teams, one on the West Coast, one on the East Coast.
All these billionaires got all this fucking money. Niggas can't find an island to play on.
Yes.
Dana
UFC
White did.
shit?
Dana
No.
White found it.
I'm about to say Dana White found it.
The problem is
Epstein's
that,
Island is open.
Yeah.
Oh.
He's
Yo,
not
yo,
using
yo,
that shit anymore.
Relax.
He's not
They need to
using that
burn-
shit
they need to-
anymore.
They need to burn that island.
Yo,
Jeez.
bro.
Yes,
it's like
they do.
You got
And disinfected
30,
thoroughly.
You got 30 teams. Like, you have 30 teams, basically, that have, like, 30 players. That does not include personnel. Like, that doesn't include coaches, trainers, none of that.
So hypothetically,
right
let's say
over there,
50.
That's right over there, 50. That's 1,500 people you have to account for. The NBA has, like, half of that, including the coaches
And they only
personnel.
limited it to 35 because normally an NBA party has like, I don't know, like 40, 45. They were like only 35. So there's some assistant coaches that aren't even in the bubble.
Right.
That's
for-
what I'm
for- for
saying.
teams right
This
now.
is also the exact argument where we can just glaze right over the NFL because there shouldn't be a season.
No,
and it's
there
not
can't
gonna
be.
happen.
It's
There
not.
can't
It's,
be.
it's impossible.
Yeah.
Did the math? It's like it's gonna be like 1,600 people.
There's
players.
Nah,
There's
more-
50
players.
guys on the team alone.
It'll be
Players.
about 7,000 people, like including
Yes.
personnel, bro.
Like,
Bro,
No way
too
it
many.
can happen.
a team itself, has
including practice squad.
53
Could.
guys.
They're done.
Then you have position coaches, assistant coaches, equipment managers, like trainers.
Done.
Like,
It
no.
can't-
Mascots,
really-
cheerleaders. You know the cowgirls gotta have
They
their
have to. They
cheerleaders.
have to.
Also, quick thing on the Yankees. Now I'm even more tight about Clint Frazier because not only are we not getting the offensive production out of left field, really, we're not fucking Andujar still can't play defense. So
Yeah, he was booting balls.
As far as
in
I'm
the,
concerned,
I'm
Aaron
sick.
Judge, how many games in a row? 6?
6.
That's disgusting. I think he
Bro.
took the Roy.
no, it was 5. It was 5.
5?
Excuse me?
It was
No,
5.
it is
Yesterday
5,
would've
but he
been
has
six.
6. It's 5, but it's 6 home runs.
Sorry, I thought you were asking
Six
how many
home
home
runs,
runs.
yeah.
Yes.
Who taking Roy's? I know.
It's like, that's not
I know you're not
Aaron
talking about
Judge.
my son Aaron Judge. I was in the gym
Aaron
with him.
doesn't. Yeah.
John said that nigga right there, he guilty. He did that shit.
He's guilty as fuck.
Guilty as fuck. He
Nah.
did that shit.
Nah, it's really funny because there was dead people in the offseason that was saying Pete Alonso, after his great year, not taking anything on Pete Alonso. Pete Alonso's a great player for the Mets. They was dead saying Pete Alonso was the face of New York baseball.
Why?
Remember how Cespedes
Aaron
went
Judge gets
missing?
hurt. Oh, that's what I wanted to bring up.
Cespedes went missing.
They're like, oh my god, we finally have him. All of a sudden, they're like, yo, where do you, he did a Dennis Rodman. Everyone's like, oh, we don't know where the fuck
I'm
he's
not
at.
gonna
And then
lie.
he's like, I'm not playing no more.
I was a little worried though.
Me too.
For like an hour.
Maybe 30 minutes.
Less than that.
It was like because when they came out with the statement, we were like, yeah, we tried to contact him and we have no response.
He missed his game. He's just not.
We're just like, huh? How do y'all don't know where this man is at? I was like, nah, that's bullshit. And then offer him to opt out.
I'm not playing.
Bro, he didn't even say that. His agent was like, my client says he's not playing. So we still don't know.
Waiting to hear him talk.
For that hour,
Keith, I'm sorry.
Basically, for that hour, I was only afraid because I thought it was going to be another Tyler Skaggs situation, the dude on the Angels, when they couldn't reach him, and then they had to basically break into his hotel room and found him OD'd on the floor. Luckily, that wasn't the case for Cespedes. Cespedes is just a dickhead because even if his plan was to opt out,
stealing money.
If his plan was to opt out of the season, and he was like, okay, all these teams are getting COVID. I don't feel comfortable. Like Lorenzo Cain. Lorenzo Cain on the Brewers was like, yo, too many people getting COVID. I'm out. He could have easily called up Brody that night after that Atlanta game or that morning. Yo, Brody, I'm done. COVID, whatever. 10-second conversation.
I know black.
If that.
I know black. I know play. Couldn't have done that. You're not going to even couldn't tell a teammate, yo.
You ain't bangs with one person.
Not one person. Bro, not even Robbie Cano be like, yo, Robbie, go tell Brody I'm not playing no more.
I feel like from a team perspective, they probably wasn't fucking with Cespedes because the thing about it, they had him playing 2 fucking seasons. The last time this man played, like the whole outlook of the Mets.
To be fair, it wasn't his fault. Yeah, like he didn't play. Like they rushed him back. It was like, bro, just
the second injury is his fault. Yeah. Dude was on his ranch chasing boars. And busted up his ankle. That's on him.
Yeah.
Nobody told you to go chase boars on a ranch.
Wait. Please tell me that's an exaggeration.
No,
that's literally
he
what
literally
happens.
was chasing boars. The boar knocked him off. I think it spooked his horse. He fell, twisted his knee in a ditch.
You know that sounds even worse than like the Jon Howell story. Like he already hurt his knee and went to go get pizza on the scooter and then tore his Achilles with it. Like, bro, that is horrible.
You know what's funny? There's someone on the Rangers. I forgot who it is, but like in his contract, like when he signed his contract, part of it was that he got horses for his like.
Was it
for his ranch like back home?
It wasn't Nolan Ryan, was it?
No. It's someone who's on the Rangers right now.
The hockey Rangers? Or?
No.
Yeah, that's the first thing that came to my mind.
I thought you were talking.
I was like, we're talking hockey in here. I was like, I need to leave.
No, he's Spanish, bro.
Is it Odor? Nah, it can't be Odor.
It is.
It's Odor?
Yeah.
Of course it's Odor.
That man
his
got
man's name is Roughened.
Yeah. that man got a mean right hook.
And Jose Bautista was not the same after that. He was never the same.
Yo, I swear to God, that is the meanest punch. That is the meanest punch in baseball history.
Well, you gotta think this man is probably fucking wrangling.
I ain't gonna lie, bro.
46-year-old Nolan Ryan fucking up Robin Ventura.
Yeah, that was tough.
Because he did put him in a headlock and just started.
Bout.
Body shots.
About to say, Dale Strawberry fucking up the Orioles. That shit was pretty tough too. Gave niggas a few.
That nigga not only punched him in his face, he didn't touch his glasses at all, and his whole glasses just flew away.
It's like when you watch the boxing match in slow motion.
And you know how you know like a boxer's mouthpiece just flies out. You didn't get hit in the mouth. You got hit in like your eye, but your mouthpiece fly out.
Yeah, that would be.
Bro, he got hit straight jaw work, and the glasses just flew out of the camera.
Or what about
if you own a ranch, if you own a ranch, I don't want to fight you.
Yeah, nah, that's a fact.
Like. I feel like at that point when you own a ranch, you don't even think about fighting. You have a shotgun at the door, like on some Red Dead Redemption.
Just think about how strong their hands are from all this fucking work at the ranch.
Fuck you got a ranch for when you a millionaire, bro.
If you grow
up, like your family had a farm growing up,
it's more like a hobby at that point. Yeah. Like you're not actually working it. You're just like, all right, I like
George Hill's like that. George Hill has mad land and he actually hunts and shit. Like that's his shit.
I was gonna say,
George Hill, the one that missed the free throw for JR to have his idiotic moment of life.
I would say Jordy Nelson, like he was. It was in some interview. He was like, yeah, his parents like.
He's white.
But still, people have ranches.
We've been talking about people who aren't white doing this.
Nigga, ranch is a ranch. I don't care. Because there's white people that don't got ranch. Matt, you got a ranch?
I don't.
Do you want a ranch? If you had the opportunity?
I don't know. I don't think
that kind of work.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. So if you actually put in the work to run a ranch, I don't want to fight you.
Does Luka have a ranch?
Luka don't got no ranch.
Okay, then. See?
Luka's a 2000s baby, bro. Luka's a 2000s baby.
Like, he plays in the snow with wolves and shit like that. Like, he has that time
he could have a wolf.
Bro, Luka has a Pomeranian.
You're joking.
Nah, really?
Yeah. Him and his girlfriend have a Pomeranian. His name is Hugo.
Hugo?
Oh,
that's different. Cute. I wonder if Luka's girl is bad.
Yeah, facts. Now I gotta come up with a name for my dog.
His mom.
Sorry,
Shout out Andre Iguodala.
That's disrespectful.
His mom
Yo, nah, draft night.
That shit was, bro, the jokes. When Luka got drafted because his mom.
Because he brought his mom.
She used to model.
Nigga said, hold on.
We got.
You remember Andre? Was it? It was Andre Iguodala.
It was Andre Iguodala.
Yo, Luka mom.
Speaking of Luka, 18-6-4 at half. I guess
That's
we
right,
right
they are
there
playing.
See.
I gotta see this, yo.
The Nets are up 115 to 110 with 2 minutes left.
John went, oh.
Yeah, bro.
First of all, her name is Bananas. Merjam.
Niggas is
Hold on,
foul.
say it.
Niggas is foul.
Say it.
Her name is Mirjam Poturban. Yo, man, I am bad. But so is she. Who is this?
You know what's really
My
wild?
son said, I'm bad, but so is she.
Yo,
I like that.
Yeah,
was tough.
boy.
Okay, and the quote, the tweet from Andre Iguodala was, "Mom's decent."
That's so foul. That's so foul.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie. If I was Luka, my first game against him, I gotta give him 40.
You gotta give him at least 40.
40, and it gotta be island work.
On him,
40.
yes.
Like, it gotta be straight island work. Just his casual, slow jumper. Like, it has to be a calm 40.
Oh boy. Man. Oh,
Damn.
man. But hey, you do what you gotta do. Yeah. So we can breeze over baseball. Yeah, it's a dungeon. People are selfish. I still got to give credit to Miles. I'll give credit to as many cases that come out with COVID of NBA professional athletes getting COVID. I'll give Miles his flowers because here's my problem, John. I did what girls do all the time. I trusted a nigga. I put my faith in these niggas, and these niggas is trash. I believed when the Orlando bubble was like, I'm like, there's no way niggas was serious about hooping. There's no way they're gonna leave the bubble for some puss.
Yo, it's only funny. Stephen A. Smith, Dev said it. He was like, "Yeah, I don't think for 3 weeks they ain't gonna try and get a little something." I was like, he's like, you know, people ain't gonna have they lady friends. I was like, man, I don't know. I was like, if that's me, you know,
that's not.
I'm with Will.
I was like, if it's me,
JT was like, I'll be fine. What are you talking about?
I'm trying to get a chip, damn it. But then again, I was like, damn, I'm washed though. So that I'm just thinking people have my mindset of being washed. I don't know.
I think the running joke through like this NBA season is gonna be JT has to break every week. He's like, I'm sorry, yo. Like, I'm sorry.
It's trash. I'm with you, girls. These niggas
I can't wait till the NFL season starts because that shit is gonna end.
These niggas is for everybody.
The Giants
Clearly,
are gonna disappoint me again.
Mark Andrews just wild out with this shit, right? Mark Andrews is a type 1 diabetic, has been since he was like 7 years old, and his whole thing is he was like I've always been like I've used this like, and I want to be an example to show that you can do anything and all this stuff. And he's like, yeah, I'm not opting out for the season. Like, he's very at risk. And he's like I'm healthier than most on it, but the thing is, the NFL is just bro,
that's the dirty, like, football is dirty
bad.
shit. You think they're gonna social?
Like, Mark, I understand the principle you're trying to set.
Them niggas not socially
but
distancing.
this is not.
Shite.
This ain't it. This isn't the one.
Dude on the
Don't risk, because that's the thing. Like you said, it's like you feel like it's not gonna be until an athlete loses their life that people are gonna be like chill.
And well, you don't know the other effects of it. The dude on the Red Sox, Eduardo Rodriguez, who was supposed to be I think their 5th starter.
Yeah,
he's done for the season because he has a heart condition now, and they think it might be related to him getting COVID earlier this year. So we don't even know like the side effects of people. Like, you may be asymptomatic now, but in a year, your heart might go, like, some lungs might get like.
The only thing
that's what they were talking about though. Like, if you like look at like what they say about COVID, they
tissue
were
in
saying
your
that like, yo, COVID is bad, but they were like, your after effects can potentially be significantly worse than when you actually had it. And I was just like, see, that's tough.
It's about the money.
That's all it'll ever be about that, man.
Any last sports thoughts? Because it's about that time. Yeah, I mean, we're pretty much done for today. Thank you, John, for hanging out with us, being here today. It's always nice to catch up.
No problem. I appreciate y'all inviting me out. It was due time. This was bound to happen. It should have been earlier, but I'm glad I'm here.
No, we had quite a discussion today. Yes. On everything, and we'll find out what makes it.
You'll definitely be welcome back when that time.
Oh
is
yeah,
right,
for
so,
sure.
I'll make my rounds back. Just let me know.
Bet. And I mean, follow us at Sarutobi Sports everywhere. Make sure to tell a friend. Check out the YouTube channel, Sarutobi Sports YouTube channel. Make sure, I need y'all to subscribe so you can go get a real YouTube link. We need at least 100 subscribers so we can get a
youtube.com/ like a real link. So make sure, tell everyone, go check that out. Videos come out the day after the audio drops. So yeah. And follow me at Offended Narwhal. Guys?
On the Dawn in the building. FOTB out here. Yeah. I had to do that. That's it. You're good, Miles. It's my show now, nigga.
I mean, I was gonna give you a chance, but I like that. I appreciate the aggressiveness.
Yeah. I don't got shit for y'all. Black Lives Matter. Justin.
As always, tip your local bartenders and delivery drivers. Uber Eats needs to lower their service charges. Follow me on the Twitters, J_Thomas_24.
That's a long one.
Get better, Sabrina Ionescu.
Phrasing.
Yeah, facts. Get better soon.
The Nets beat the Bucks. Everybody can suck my dick.
Nasty.
And we'll see you next time.
I got ice in my veins. Walk like a champion, champion, champion. I'm so cold-blooded, I fear nobody. Ain't no letting down, I won't let you down. 'Cause I got ice in my veins. I talk like a champion, like a champion. I'm so cold-blooded, I'm so cold.